record. Y'all see the red button? Okay. All right, so let's go to my website. Okay, so as y'all know, I live and breathe my website. I love everything about it. The one thing that I stress when you are editing and modifying a page is read your page first to understand exactly what your content is. All right, here's one I have not done in a while. I need to revamp it.
Hey, Sheila, it's Linda Marie.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, that's who I was missing. I knew there was somebody else missing.
My computer's so slow it wouldn't let me get logged on quickly.
All right. There we go. Gotcha. All right, so got my roll call. All right, so here's one that I have. It's probably one of the first ones that I did when I've got it. This is actually one of the articles that I had to get my Google AdSense. When I applied for it, it was probably, like I said, one of the first articles I read because my husband picked up the habit of smoking a cigar. And of course, he does it in his truck or outside. He doesn't do it in my house because it just makes me sneeze. Smoke is just one of those things that causes migraines, just causes me all kind of issues. But it's just something he does. So I decided to write an article on it. So like I said, the first thing you want to do is read your article and see what your information is there, how you relate to it. If there's anything that you can add to it that is better. Since I know what this is, I'm not going to really read it. But if it's something that you're not familiar with, read your article first before you attempt to modify it. It's kind of hard to modify a page when you don't know what the content is. So read it. It just helps you understand exactly what is going on. I also know that I did this when we were in the original Classic program, not Classic Block. This was Classic program. So I know when I go in here, I'm going to get something funky. So I'm just going to start from the beginning and go up here and I'm going to hit edit page. And it's going to pull up my page and edit. And if I lose y'all, I'm sorry. We have had severe storms for the last 4 days. So just bear with me. If we get disconnected, I'll come right back on as soon as it passes. So once this comes up, all right. So my page, since I've done the updates, it's basically put everything in block form. I can tell you right now, I don't like these pictures, but I'm gonna leave them right there for now. This right here has something I don't like. So I'm gonna go ahead and all right, so this right here sounds pretty good, but I'm gonna still go in here and modify it. All right, so I got here, to me, the cigar speaks of quality and elegance. And I'm going to put something else, sophistication. So you just going to, little, like I said, once you read it, you know exactly what the pages are. There's a little faux pas right there. And I'm going to put something here. Okay, so then I like that. You see, I just added a few keywords and that changed it. So then I'm going to come here and I want to add another one. And I'm going to use Classic Block. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put all right. So there's another one that I put in relation to, I just brought in how cigarette smoking, you know, is basically is a no-no here in the US, but how these different clubs are showing up, popping up around everywhere. Cigar clubs are showing up, and I can actually relate this to one of my cigar clubs that I have that you can order cigars. I also included wine. So here's another great place where I can put a link for my wine. So this is just basically how I'm going to go through, like this picture. I don't like this picture anymore. So I'm going to remove this block. And I want to add a different picture. So what I'm going to do is go to Google. And I'm going to type in cigars. And I'm going to go to images. And here's different pictures of cigars. Here's one that's got a faded one. I want something. There's one with brandy. I just talked about cigars and brandy, so that would be a great picture. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to hit Save Image As. And it's going to pull up my folder. And I'm just going to choose which folder I want to put it in. I noticed when I was training that a lot of people just hit save when you go to your images and you click save, your computer chooses what folder to put it in. If you hit save as, then you are allowed to choose which folder you want to put your pictures in. That way it's easier for you to find. So I'm just going to go here. I'm going to find my cigars folder right here. And then I'm going to name my folder or my picture. Cigar and brandy. And there it saved my picture. So then I want to come back to my website. And I'm going to come here. And I'm going to open up, let's do a gallery photo. And I'm going to upload. And when I upload, again, it's going to pull up the last folder that I was in when I used this. So I don't want to go to my logos. I want to go to my cigar page. And there's my picture. And I'm going to hit my shift button and choose the picture I want. I want to use this picture. And it didn't do it correctly. Hold on, which is fine. Perfect. We can remove this block and let's start over. I'm going to come here, get my plus sign, hit my gallery. I'm going to upload. All right, let's hit. I want to use that one. And let's use this one. And I already used him. Let's use this one. And then you hit Control instead of Shift. Hit Control, and then that way you can choose. And then we're going to hit Open Image. And it still didn't do it. Why is it not doing it? All right, so we're going to go to our media library. Now I want to add that picture.
This is going to become a problem, right?
All right, if you're chatting in the background with someone, please mute yourself. Thank you. So I'm going to show you another trick when you have a picture you want to add. So I'm going to open another tab with my website in it. And I'm going to pull up my documents, pull up my blogging pictures. All righty. Okay. So, and then I'm going to actually pull up my media, and I'm going to hit Add New. And then I'm going to pull up my folder with my picture in it, and I'm going to drag this picture over. It's going to add my picture, and then I should be good to go. So then I'll go here. And then I'm going to go back to my page. And we're going to go to my media library. And there's my picture. So now I'm going to hit here and create my gallery. So I'm going to create a gallery. And when I hit create gallery, then I can choose the pictures I want. And you can see that they're down here on the bottom. I want to use that one. So there's two. And then I'm going to come down here to my other media and find another one with, and I have several. I'm just going to have to wait to get to it. Not that one. There we go. We can use that one. Cigar and a Bath and Wine. So we can use that one as well. And then I'm going to create gallery. And then you can arrange your pictures if you want to. Say, I want this one to be last, or I want this one to be first. You can change your pictures around if you want to put that in the middle, however you want to do it. I kind of like that one before, after. And then you insert your gallery. Now, if you wanted to write a caption to show up on here or put a link on here, you can put it. This is where you would need to put it. I'm not going to do that right now. And then you just insert into your gallery. And then you have your pictures here. Now, over here is your content for your gallery. Say, right now I have it set to show 3 images in a row. I have it to crop the images so that all the images look exactly the same. You can change that if you want to. Then your images will show up exactly the size that they are. Sometimes if you're going to use it in a gallery like this, you want it to be uniform. So you want to make sure you crop your images. However, if you find that your image loses the critical information you want displayed, then this is where you can change your settings. So say this picture, it cut off half of it, and it didn't show everything. Then I could actually reduce this to 2, and then it enlarges my pictures and has a feature picture. Or if you wanted to have 4 pictures, then you just change the amount of pictures that you have, that you are allowed in your columns, and it will change your columns. You can also unclick crop pictures, and then as you can see, it shows the exact same picture style size of your picture. This one would look kind of distorted. It wouldn't look uniform. So I always make sure that my pictures are cropped, unless, like I said, it takes away something that I want to display. Then I will usually adjust this. If I can't get it exactly the way I want it, then I will go back in and rearrange my pictures so that the one that is off kilter, I can use that as my last picture and then change my picture adjustments over here. And then that way the picture that's distorted will be my feature picture. Okay. So, and then, so that's that. And so this talks about that, hand-rolled machines. All right, so this right here, as you can see, it is an ad from, actually, I think that's from from a picture that I use. I don't like that picture again. This is before I knew how to use picture. So I'm going to take that now out, and I'm going to actually put pictures in here. So I know this is done in regular block. I need it in a classic so I can adjust my pictures. So what I'm going to do is copy this, and it's going to copy my links as well. So I'm just going to copy all of this. Come on. And then I'm going to go right up above the one I just created. Go away. All right, get my plus sign and open up a classic. If you don't know where your classic block is, if it's not in your most used, you're going to go to your formatting and you're going to click classic. And then there it is. You're going to have your paragraph. I want it to be a paragraph. And then I'm just going to paste that one in there. Then I'm going to come down here and actually remove this block because I'm not going to use it anymore. And then I have my classic block. And this is where I'm actually going to put the picture of the cigars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose right here because I kind of want it to wrap around the wording. So I'm going to hit this little icon right here. And I'm going to choose this picture. And I'm going to insert it into my actual page. So now what I'm going to do is adjust it. And then I don't want it quite that big. So I'm going to grab these blocks, and you can change the framing or the size of your picture a bit. Do I like it?
1 second, Sheila.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm sort of singing along with you. Okay, I messed up. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my voice. Okay, it has to be in classic because I'm trying to follow, and I did the gallery and I went, oh no, I can't make it smaller because I wasn't in classic block.
Yeah. Well, in gallery, you can adjust your pictures. That's the only thing. In gallery, you either have to crop them to get them like this.
Right.
But if you use a gallery, you can't adjust them other than cropping.
Bummer. But
that's the only thing. Yeah, in gallery. Now, if you use a classic block, you basically can manipulate your pictures anywhere on your page.
Gotcha.
Size them by, clicking on your picture and sizing it. And then you can also link your picture. So here's where you will go and hit your edit button. You pull up and you're going to do your classic, your text. Alternative text is going to be your keyword. And I'm going to update that. And then I'm going to come here, since I know I'm going to use this same, so I'm just going to copy this link. And I'm going to come back up here and edit. I got my alternative text. And I'm not going to worry about the size, but your link to, you always want to make sure that you're going to a custom URL. And then you're going to, since this is highlighted, I can just paste over it. And then you want to come down here to your more options or advanced options. You want to open it in a new tab. Now your image attributes, you can also link this to the same thing. I saw Paul do it the other day. Same thing, that when you go to Google, you want to have it listed as your keyword, even though your content is keyword. So you can do the same thing here, is put your keyword in your picture attribute so that it indexes better. And then you're going to hit update. And then your picture's linked. It also has a link there. Now, the other thing about Classic is that you can change your different wording. So if I want to do quality, I don't want it blue, I can highlight it. I will go up here to your A, which is actually your font for your colors. And I want to change it to a different color. Let's do red so it stands out. And then you can bold it. And then if you want italics, you can italics as well. And there you go. And then that's a little bit different. And then you want to go through each one of these. You've already read your article. You know what it's about. And then that makes it a lot easier for you to come in and actually change your picture, your article, and put it in your own words. You can actually pull up thesauruses and use, if you don't exactly know what a good word is to go with it, use a thesaurus. Pull it up here on Google, and type in the word and say similar words or words that have the same meaning, and use different words, but you want to make sure that it sounds like you. Always write the way you talk. If you talk with bad grammar, write with bad grammar. People will relate better to you. If you sound genuine, if you sound like you are a professor in a college and people know that's not you, you will turn people off, because you don't want to appear fake. You still want to be you. You want to put your personality in everything that you write. So that's why I say it's always best to read your articles that you're modifying. And if you come across one immediately that you're reading, you're like, man, I would never say it like that, then automatically copy. If you want to copy it and put it in a classic block, do that. Or if you want to edit it right there, make sure you're in edit mode as you're reading. Edit it right there while it's fresh in your mind. And then always update. I always try to update after every 2 or 3 changes, just in case something happens, like we're having bad weather. I don't want to lose something because my lights decide to flicker or something, my computer goes down. So you always want to, update every few, changes, couple paragraphs. I'll probably come back and do some more on this, but that's the basics of how you would go and, modify. Read your content first, then think about how you would say it, and then just start at paragraph 1. And you can either do it one or 2 ways, change it exactly within the paragraph that you're in, or open up a new block and write it straight from the basics. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. I just find it easier that if you have right here, you can write. Paul, he does copies another block and copies it and rewrites it. I rewrite it straight from here unless, like you saw a while ago, I just changed the block entirely. Then I will copy and then I will edit within the block that I'm in. So it's just up to your preference, but you do want to make sure that you change something in every paragraph that you come to and make it your own. Does that make sense? Do I have everybody muted? That makes sense to everybody?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's really hard to write about something and you're not aware what your page is saying, because then it's like you're trying to learn something that you have no clue about. So that's why I always suggest read your information first. Read your article. That way it's in your head, just like, oh, this is talking about this. And if you end up changing your whole article, that's fine too. You want to make it your own. If that means you're leaving things out, things that you wouldn't say, that's perfectly okay. But you want to make sure that the overall content, the bulk of the content, and the message stays the same. How you portray that message is totally up to you based on your personality, your character, and how you write. You don't have to be great writers, but you want to put yourself in there. How would you talk about this if you were talking to either a family member or a stranger? How would you tell them about this article? That's how I always look at it. You know, from that point of view, if I knew somebody didn't know anything about this, how would I explain it to them? And then that's what I write. And it makes it a lot better because then all of a sudden you're not trying to sell something as far as telling somebody some informational things about it. Okay? All right. So does that cover that pretty good?
From the computer.
All right.
How is it that you
Yes.
that you
All
can
right, so
get?
I'm going to unmute everybody. So if you're carrying on conversations or something, if you would be important so that we can go to the next topic. All right, so we did that. All right,
Okay,
so the
good.
next thing we're going to do is our broken links. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my broken link checker. All right, I'm going to mute everybody again because we got some background noise. All right, so I'm going to pull up my broken link checker. And I think I have that right here in my training tab. And I'm going to put and I always like to do report all occurrences because you never know where it might be. That way it checks your whole system. All right. So it's going to run it. It's going to take it a little bit to run everything. So we're just going to let that sit there and run in the background. And then we're going to go to the next topic. So while that's running, we're going to come back here. And what I'm going to do, we're going to go over next how to create a bookmark folder. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to open a brand new tab. You should be in your Google Chrome. That way everybody's looks exactly the same. And it's going to be a blank tab. You don't want anything in there. You just want a blank tab. Then you're going to hit your star. Okay. And it pulls up a bookmark bar like this. All right. And then you see it says new tab, miscellaneous, more. So we're going to go to more. And then you see at the very bottom, it gives you the option to get a new folder. First thing you want to do is you want to name your folder. What do you want to name it? You want to name it your marketing sites, your ad sites, your training page, whatever you want to put in there, that's what you want to put in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like, let's do banking. Nah, don't want to do that. What do I want to name it? All right, and then I'm going to create a new folder. And it puts it right here under miscellaneous because that was the last folder. That's fine. We can actually leave it there for right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to move it because I don't want it there. I want it in my toolbar. So I'm just going to pick it up and drag it right here and it drops it there. So now my new folder is called Website Enhancements. Well, I want it to be something else. So what do I want to add there? So here I want to put my Canva. So I'm going to move my Canva here. And then let's see, my Response Magic. Let's put my Response Magic in there. And then I want to click on this folder. And you see right here where it says rename. So let's do that again. I'm going to right click on this folder, and it gives me a list of things I want to do. So I'm going to rename this folder, and instead of new folder, I'm going to put, like I said, website enhancements, and save. So now there's the name of my folder. So say I want to go to my Canva. I just click on that, and there's my Canva. I can click on Canva. There's my Response Magic. Hold on. And so there's everything right there that I. Okay. So that's how that works. It's very simple. Like I said, you want to make sure you're in a new tab. Click on your star. And when it gives you the option, you just want to click on more, and you want to go to new folder. If you want it to go someplace else, you can always, move it once it gets there, and put it on your actual bookmark bar. Just, and then name it however you want to name it. And then you're just going to click save, and then it should show up here. If it happens to do like I did, show up under your other folders, just left click it, which will show everything there. And then you can just drop and drag it. So if I wanted to put this back up here to be by itself, then you can do that. And it automatically saves it. All right, so I'm going to unmute and see if there's any questions on that. Did I go over that too fast, or is that okay? Did everybody see how to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and this is getting recorded, so I will post the link as soon as it gets done. It'll be on my YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and put my YouTube channel in there, so in the chat room, so y'all can see that and go to it. It usually takes it about an hour to upload or download so that I can put it back in there. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put it in the channel for chat for y'all to see.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right.
Sheila, you don't have that program yet?
No, I'm going to show you the program I have.
Because I've spent 6 hours, 3 hours. You download something and they say free, and then they, yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't know what the app is, what's the point of buying it? Well, I guess, is she lost?
That's not mine.
Have we lost her?
Well, look what the cat drug in.
I'm sorry, my granddaughter was acting up. So I use the video editor, and it comes with my Microsoft programming. It comes also in Windows. So if you have Windows or Windows versions, it should be in your Corona. So if you go to Corona and type in video editor, it's a free program that comes with your software. And if you don't have it, you might want to go to Microsoft, depending on what system you have. It should download it for you. I don't know if there's a cost for it, but it came with mine. And all I have to do is, if I know the URL for the video, like with mine, once it pulls up, I just put that code in there, and I can play the video, and then I can stop and start it wherever I want it, and then tell it to clip wherever I put my cursors, and it clips that section of the video.
Well,
I
guess I don't have the video editor. I've tried. Okay, I'm. That's exactly what I want, and I can't seem to find it. And iMovie, which I'm very fluid on, doesn't seem to have that. It's only my movies that I can't download from YouTube. I'll keep trying.
When it says download, does it give you the option to put the URL in there?
I can go and pick files from my Mac, any files I want, and bring them into iMovie. I can't seem to download the URL into a file into where I keep all my files so I can download them. They can't seem to get it into a file.
Yeah,
And
it won't let you. Sad to say, they won't let you download YouTube because that you can get the URL and move them that way. But if it doesn't give you the option to place a URL inside your programming, then you can't do it. Can y'all hold on just a minute, please?
Anybody have any ideas of how to do that? Any programs? I've been looking and looking.
It sounds all Greek to me. I'm lost. Oh, okay. I haven't even gotten there.
Well, what it is you're able to, I want to download Sheila's classes and I want to cut and splice. So I have exactly what I want instead of a lot of the talking afterwards.
Right.
And then it's easier for me to go, okay, bam, here's the subject, blah, blah, blah on this. Oh, okay, on this, blah, 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 blah. So the class is very specifically oriented to the subject.
Huh. Well, that would make it a whole lot easier because you don't have to fan through all of the prior stuff.
Well, the thing about it is Paul's webinars are similar to that. His is usually about 30 or 40 minutes, and they are all
fast
just on that. But this is the program that I use. Like I said, it's called Video Editor. And all I do is I just pull the video that I want, post the image there, and then I can, basically do what I need to do with it. I don't know and it's free. It just comes with my programming. I don't know anything else that's out there that you don't have to pay for. That's the sad part about it.
I'm willing to pay for it if I could find something that actually does it. And, like I'd even went on YouTube and gone to one of those kids that, okay, today we're going to video, blah, blah, blah. And they answered me. But
yeah, I'm not sure, especially if it's with my own YouTube. Now, what I can do is break them up in sections, and send it to you. Since I do, have the program, I just need to know exactly what you need.
See, no, Sheila, no.
I can actually go through my old ones and do that because, like I did with the Response Magic, just pull the section for Response Magic, cut it, and send it to YouTube, and it will have its own link for YouTube. So that might just be something I can do. That way you don't have to pay for anything. But as far as another program out there that allows you to get somebody else's videos, I think there's going to be a copyright issue with that. That's probably why they don't allow you to do it other than just your own.
But I've been looking at that say, okay, lectures and classes. And so, that is a category where I have been understanding that, yes, you can download it, but it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, that's the, let me look at it some more and see what I can find out and play with it a little bit more and get back to you. I'll play with it a little bit more. If they say it's out there, it's out there. I just haven't run across it yet. That's not to say I can't find it. So I will definitely look for it and see what we can come up with. That might be a class training that we can do.
I'll send you on Skype a few of the things I've looked at. Okay.
Yep. Send it to me, and I'll do my best to find out what I can find out about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got mute out. Flip was going ballistic.
All right. So let's pull this up and see how my broken link checker's doing. All right. So here's our broken link checker. It said it checked 142 web pages, so it didn't even check all my web pages. And it found 4 broken links. All right. So this is the one thing that you can do. Your URL tells you what page that your link checker found the link. So if you click on the URL, it will take you to that link, that page. All right. Now, the thing about it is, if you don't know specifically what you're looking for, you can check every one of your links and still not be able to find exactly which one you need. So, which a lot of people do. So what I do is I come over here, the SRC, it shows me the code. So what I want to do is pull that up. And this is where it gets tricky because it is a code and it highlights it in pink. So it's telling me right here the one thing that all babies need is diapers. So it's telling me that this code right here that's associated with this phrase is broken. So what I need to do is go back to my page and look for that saying for diapers. So I'm going to come through here and find where I'm talking about diapers. All right, so right here, baby shower gifts. All right, so it's got to be somewhere in here. And I just need to find what it said. So where, and it could be my actual picture. So let's go back here and read what it said. Baby gifts at your fingertip. I know that's above it. So this is my picture. I know this is my picture, so it's right above where my chocolate is. So where's the one for chocolate? So that means I've gone too far. So now I'm at, all right, so right here, the one thing is good supply. So right here, it's telling me that these links, one of these links is not working. So let me see exactly what the wording is. Take a load off parents. So this link right here doesn't work. So there's the phrasing that I need, and that's all in pink. So that's telling me that this phrase has a bad link to it because it's in pink. So then all I need to do is hit my edit page. And as soon as that page comes up, I'm going to go back to where I found that broken link, and I'm just going to unlink it and take that wording out that says click here, because there's no reason to tell them to click here if you've taken the link out. So as soon as that pulls up, I got way too many things in here. So let's close this tab. So I'm just going to scroll down. Find that link. Oh, it was way down here. It was talking about chocolate. So right here, then all I'm going to do is just take this. First of all, I'm going to remove my link. I'm going to unbreak it, or I'm going to break the link. Shoot, that's the wrong one. So I'm going to break the link, and then I'm just going to remove that whole section because we're not going to tell them to click. And then I'm going to update. And that should take care of that broken link. So you want to make sure you're using both of your informations that it tells you. So when you click on your broken link, you also want to click on the URL, because that takes you to the page that your broken link's at or is on, okay? And then you want to go to your second one, which is your SRC, which pulls up your coded page. It puts your whole page in HTML code, and it will highlight every place that that broken link shows up. And it will be in pink. It should be in pink. So it's telling me right here that this section has a broken link. By it telling me the width and the height, I know that this is a picture. Okay, so I have a picture in here that the link to the picture is broken. So I need to find where that picture is, because it's actually going to my keto page. So this tells me the fact that is referring to my keto page. That means I'm most likely in my category menu page. So I need to look for an image, and it says go here for healthier. This is before, this is after. So those are some key things that you can look for to see exactly where you can find this image. And I know it's a picture because it's got measurements in it. So I need to find the picture. Stay in shape after age 40. So still eat carbs. So let's go to here. And we can finish that one. We already done that. So let's go to my health is fitness category because it is on my category page. And let's see if we can find that. So it's here. So it's going to be either this picture or this picture. So the best thing to do for me is I'm going to go to edit. And since I know it's a picture, the best thing for me to do instead of trying to figure out which picture it is, I can actually look at this broken link. I know it's not the bottom picture because there's another size right there. So it's not the bottom picture. It's the top picture with the lady in it. So I'm going to go back to this page. And this picture right here, you see right here, it shows up. And this is because my page automatically converted to block. So if you have a page that converted to block automatically, your links are going to be distorted. They're not going to be where they're supposed to be. So then I'm just going to go up here and break the link. And that should take care of that link in that picture. And then I'm going to hit update. Usually what I tell students is when you come across one that's like this, that it automatically converted to block, your picture's distorted. This is one of those perfect opportunities where you're going to copy your information here. Open you up a new block. Since you've got color, let's go ahead and put it in classic. And it's not in paragraph. They actually have this as a heading. So we're going to use a heading 3. We're going to paste. And then we can remove this block. Now you'll notice the picture and everything's gone. So that should ultimately get rid of your broken link as well. And then all you need to do is just hit your button. We'll find out where you want to put your picture. So let's redo our picture and add a different picture. Again, this is another way that you can change your pages is by just changing your pictures, rerouting your pictures, putting them in different places. So let's find, here's something, smoothies, that it doesn't necessarily have to be a picture of a person. So we can do this for keto. They're making keto shakes. I'm going to use that one, insert it into my picture. And then I'm just going to center my picture. And let's make it a little bit smaller because it's a bit too big for what I want it to be. All right. Oh, did I put it in the right place? Yes. Okay. And then I would just update it. So there again, that should have gotten rid of that link. It shouldn't be there anymore. I just removed the whole block that had the bad link in it, just reposted it because now this doesn't say keto. This actually says carbs. This one says keto, so that one is another one. We know that the keto link itself is a bad link. So we can just do the same thing, just break this link. See, there's another one. We're going to do the same thing, just break the keto link. And I'll probably come back and redo this since we don't have our keto, a different keto. We actually have keto with our Valentis, so I need to come in here and put my Valentis in here. I'm going to make this a heading 4. That will change that a little bit. And then just hit my update. But now, again, here's keto. Just break the link. And then I'll just take this out for right now and just update. And this is one that I can, if I know I need to work on it, you can switch it to draft. And the good thing about switching to draft on your category menus is they don't affect your actual pages. What affects your pages is if you actually have a page that's on your category menu and you put that page in draft. and then your category menu is still sitting out there, and you forgot to unlink your category off your page off your category menu. So if you take a page and put it in draft, then you want to make sure that you have all the links to that page in your category menu also removed. If you put a page in draft and you still have it in your category menu and you didn't unlink it, it's going to create a broken link. So that's very key. If you put a page in draft, you want to find all the places you have that page listed and remove the link so it doesn't come to a broken link. But since this is fine, you know, it really doesn't say much. I still have to work on it, but I'm going to leave it in there and just hit my update. And I just know to come back in here and work on this page a little bit, this category. So,
can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Why did you say the link was broken? If the URL it was a good URL, why did the link break?
Well, the URL is not good. I've actually have that page in draft, the keto, because I have not put my keto in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was telling me that I had a broken link for my keto page, which I know my keto page is in draft. So I didn't break that link here in my health and fitness category. So
okay.
when I ran my broken link checker, it said, okay, you're sending us to a page that's not there. We can't find it. So that's why I said, whenever you put a page in draft, make sure that you also put it in your category menus, that you take those pages out as well. Yeah. That makes sense?
I understand.
Yeah. So that's why it was saying that I had a broken link, because my actual page was in draft, but I forgot to remove it off of my category menu. So a lot of people, they'll say, I can't find that page. It says I have it, but it's in draft. That's why, because you have it in draft, but you still have it somewhere. The link to that page is still somewhere in your system. And usually if you can't find it in your system, then it's on a category page.
Okay. Now, how do you take a page from draft and put it like a new page? Do you have to copy it and start a whole new page?
No, if you have a page in draft, all you have to do is just go to your all pages, and there's a section that says drafts, and you just find your page in draft. So right here, it shows you all pages. It shows your published pages, your draft pages. So you just pull up draft, and then that will sort them based on just your draft pages. And then you just choose the one you want, click on edit, and go in and edit it, fix it the way you want to fix it, and then just hit publish.
Oh, really? And it'll put it on a page automatically?
Yeah, it's already in a page. You just have it drafted, which means either you haven't finished it yet, or either you don't have a program or an affiliate to link with it. So you have it in draft for whatever reason. It's in your draft. Your page is created. So if I pull this page up and do an edit, I can see my page. It's there. I've created it. Or it could be just that I've created a title that will jog my memory on something that I wanted to write about. So this is a page that I started, but I put it in draft because I didn't like the way it looked. It was more just basically an ad. The reason I created this is my husband buys all of this stuff, and he buys it from Amazon. So I created a page just for him to go to and buy his stuff from me.
Okay.
So the thing about it is because we have the same address, I don't get credit for it. Amazon says he's family, so I can't get credit for it. Which is, I just put, this was a page I created in like 5 minutes, just so I could say I had a page. So, but there are other people that buy this stuff that I'm going to actually incorporate it with the new Valentis weight stuff that they have for muscle building and things like that. I just haven't come back to it yet. So I have it in draft. My information is there. I just got to expand on it. So since I'm now in edit mode, say I'm finished with it and I like the way it looks, all I have to do is publish it and it makes it a page in my system. And then I can index it. I can advertise it. So if you've created a page and you've put it in draft, that's where you would find it.
Okay, but when you press publish, we don't have to go to the menu and put it under a certain category?
No, a lot of people think that every page they create has to be in your menu. It doesn't. We actually have what we call hidden pages. That's why you have your search tab on your website so that people can come in and search. They can come, just like you search Google, they can search your page based on a keyword. So if my keyword had anything with vitamins in it and they wanted to see what I have for vitamins, they would type in vitamins in my search, and it will pull up every published page that I have that has vitamins in it that they can look through.
Golly, I learned something new every time I join your meeting.
Yeah, so you have what I call them floating pages, and that's exactly what it is they're pages you've created in your system. They don't all have to go here. If we put every page we had in our category, it would be so cluttered, people would get frustrated shopping in it.
Okay.
The only thing you want in your category pages is your main pages that you want people to come to, and you can change them out. I have some that I change out periodically. It's like, okay, that one's been on there long enough. Let me change it with this new one I made. And then, you know, change them out. You only want about 5 or 6 in each category. And then that way people can actually come in and search and say like, oh, okay, there's some stuff I need. You know, I like that. And then change it out every so often, every few months, come in and say, because you should be creating pages, you know, at least weekly. And, you know, either to go in your categories or, like I said, just interest pieces that people will like. I actually have a new category that I'm thinking about putting in here that says just that. You know, I'm actually going to put in one that says promotional and seasonal category. And that's where I'm going to put like my Halloween, my Christmas, my Easter, when DC comes up with, you know, hey, we got a flash sale. Then that way people knows that that particular category has a time limit. So, you know, and then I'll have my things in there like that. So there's different ways that you can work your system, but every page does not need to be in a category.
Sheila, before you leave that, and maybe I've missed it. Okay, first part of the question is when you created the title over there in the menu, and secondly, when you want to take a page you wrote and move it into that category. I don't know why I'm pulling a blank.
Okay, so what you would do is say, like with me, I want to do a new category. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit new, and I'll show you right now how we're going to do it. And all categories need to be page, not a post. Post will only show up on your home page.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to create a page, and it's going to be a new page.
And how do you get the title to your page in color? I noticed on a lot of y'all sites, the add title, y'all have it in color. Mine always shows up in black.
It is. Well, before we went to the block style, you could put your titles in color. Now that we're in block, you can't. It has to be black. Anything other than that, headings and everything, you can use classic block and change your headings in color. But when we updated and changed to the new format in, was it January, February, somewhere in there, that was one of the things is you cannot color your title. It's in black. It's standard. Don't know why they changed that, but that's the only thing that you cannot colorize is your title now. So anything that converted over that we had in classic format, if we had a colored title, it stayed. But if we went in and modified that title, it takes the color away and it will be black. So, but your title's the only thing that you can't change. So
yeah, that makes me jealous.
I know. I wish we could change them. I love having color. It makes things stand out. So what we're going to do here, and whenever you're creating a category menu or category page, you always want to make sure it's in caps. So I'm going to put promotions. Promotions and seasonal. And that's all I'm going to put. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to hit classic. And I'm just going to go ahead and put my categories, and I'm going to start with, again, you're going to have it in blocks. I'm going to put, my category is going to be headings. So I'm going to put Easter, Easter savings, and I'm going to put that in Easter is pink. All righty. And then I'm going to put another classic. And the reason I'm doing classics because I never know exactly what I'm going to do. And then Easter, I'm going to put July 4th. And I'm going to put that in red.
So do you convert your whole page to block before you publish it, or do
I
you
never,
publish
no,
it?
you're already in block. You do not have to convert anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because
you
Paul
do not
teaches
need to,
us to
yeah, you do
convert
not need
block.
to convert your page. Once you create it, you're already in block. So you don't need to convert. I know some of us still do. I know Paul still does. It's just out of habit because we had to do it when the system first came out because we had both programs running at the same time until they finished it. In the original classic format, you couldn't link. So you would have to convert it after you wrote it to actually put a link in. After they did the last update, now you don't have to convert. So even if you use a classic block, you do not have to convert it to block. You can leave it in classic block. It stays.
Wow.
Yeah, you do
Okay.
not have to convert anymore. So if you write it in a classic block, you don't have to convert it to block. It's already in a block.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so now I'm going to do like back to school. And I'm going to do that one in blue. And then my next one, we're going to do Halloween. Oh, and see, that one I actually did it in paragraph. I don't want it in paragraph. So I can just highlight it, come up here and change it to a heading. While it's still highlighted, Halloween's orange. You know, just different things like this. Again, and then I'm going to do one more. We're going to do Christmas. All right, that's fine. And then Christmas, I want to do it purple. All right, so those are my categories, and I could probably add to it later, but I'm just going to say this is done. I'm actually going to come down here, and I'm not going to put an SEO because I don't know what it is yet, but I'm just going to, just for purposes of training, I'm going to show y'all how we can go back in and change this. So I got everything in classic. I'm going to go ahead and publish. And it said, ask me, it always asks you ready to publish, and I'm just going to say yes. So, and there's my link. It gives you your link. Everything is right there for people to see. And so then what you're going to do is, since you're already in your dashboard, you're going to come down here to your appearance, and you're going to go to your menus. And when you come to your menus, it's going to pull up all of your pages, the most recent. I have mine on most recent. So it shows me the last page I created is going to be first. Now, if you want to see every page, you just hit view all. It will show you every page that's in your system, including your categories, because your category menus are pages. So I'm just going to click on this, and I'm going to click.
You don't want this as a floating page.
If you wanted it as a floating page, then you just leave it. You don't have to do anything with it. But if you wanted to add it to your menu, you would click on this and hit add to menu.
Okay.
All right. And then it always shows up at the bottom.
What do you mean by just leave it?
If you just wanted a floating page, you didn't want it as a category, you just create your page and hit publish. You don't have to put it in your menu. It'll just be in your website for people to search.
Okay.
So I'm going to come down here to my menu, and I'm going to come to the very bottom. I'm still working on this because I know there's got to be an easier way than drop and drag. So then I'm just going to put it, and I usually try to keep mine in alphabetical order. Some of them are not. So I know this is P, so I'm going to come up here. And all right, so pets, come right here below pets and put promotional. Okay, so now there's my promotional and seasonal. And I'm going to come down because I'm always at the bottom, closer to the bottom than the top. And then I'm just going to hit save menu. And then once it finishes spinning, it will reverse its spin, and then it will tell me that my page is published or my menu structure has been changed. I should get a nice little message up here when it gets done. There it goes. So now it's telling me my menu's been updated. So if I wanted to go in and see it, then I would just visit my site and come down here and look. And then there's my new category. And then what I can do is once I start creating pages, I can put them based in their category. So once I do my Halloween, I'm getting ready to do Halloween costumes and stuff. So I can put that. And what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll write a blurb for each one, like a little ad. I'll do one for Christmas, back to school, just put a little thing, and I will link it to the page I create. So you always want to create your page first, and then you come back in and link it. That doesn't mean you don't need to write your blog, your information first. You can write that as well. So you write your little information about each category for 4th of July, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, you know, write your little blurb. Then as you create your page, you come back in and you put your page link back in there so that when they click it, it goes to the page that you're advertising.
Okay, wait. Okay, you now have in your menu, the catalog that you just did, promotions. Now, when you write a page that you don't want to be floating, but you want it to go into this category, how did you just say we do that?
Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to my menu.
Right.
All righty. And what I want to do is, let's see if there are any pages that I have in here. So I'm just going to go and view. So let's go right here. See this one here, Perfect Wines. So
Right.
I'm going to go through here and see what else that I have that maybe I can go ahead and put in that category.
I mean, you can always undo it, but I was just...
Yes, you can always undo it. So what I'm going to do is right here, Intimates and Fashions. So let's get this one and let's pull it down.
Oh, and then you pop it
Mm-hmm.
into that category, but it will be below.
Yep, and I'll show you once it gets in there.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. This is good questions, good feedback. It helps everybody.
Blank.
So we're going to come down here as soon as I get to the, and like I said, I'm still working. I know there's another way to do this.
That is such a bummer.
Yeah, I know there's another way to do this. All right, so, and then I'm going to put it right here. Okay, and then I'm going to save my menu structure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then once that is saved, then this is what I'm going to do. Remember, I was telling you, you still have to let them know that there's things that you can put in there. So then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to pull this category up. You see Intimates and Fashions are showing up in there. And then I'm going to hit my edit. And for some reason, my Christmas didn't stick, which is fine. So I'm just going to come back here, add classic, and type in all right. Dang it. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, forgot to save it. And then you're just going to type in just a little blurb. All right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this page and I'm going to come here and I'm going to get my link. So the way you get your link is you're going to actually go to your category and you're going to click on your page. And there's your link right here at the top. You're going to copy that. You're going to come back to the page you're editing, and then you're going to highlight. And then you're going to click your add link. And since it's a page in your system, you do not want them to open in a new tab, and you're just going to click apply. The other thing about using Classic is you can change your color to your link. You can bold it.
So when they read this, there you have, bam, a way to come right on in to your site.
Yep. So they will read this on their category menu and they will say, okay, here's just a sample. So I say, here's just a sample. And they have two different options. They can click on this and it's going to take them to that page I just assigned it. Or if they're perusing through my categories on my website and they see promotion and seasonal, there's a drop down. They can click it that way. So it just depends on how they come to it. Now I can add several different ones. I can create this just like another page, have several different paragraphs in it. Each paragraph can link to a different site. And that's, you just create it just like a regular page, but instead of putting a link to a product on a category page, you're putting the link to your page you create. So that's the difference between a category page and a regular page. A category page is linking to the page you want them to read about your product. A regular page is where you're writing about the product itself and you're sending external links to go for them to go buy your product. Does that make sense?
So categories are never where you put a link. It's always the pages.
No, you do not put links in your category. Your category page should only go to the page you've created.
Gotcha.
This is sort of like your advertising. Like you see on TV, they're advertising, telling you a general description of what the product is, and then there's like, well, you go right here to purchase. So this is what you're telling them. This is what I have. If you want more information, here's where you read about it. and you send them to your page details exactly what you're promoting and gives them the link to purchase. You do not put your links on your category page.
Gotcha.
Okay, so then I'm going to update that, and as I create more stuff or more pages, then I will come in here and add different things to this, but it's done. So since I, you know, and I'm just going to leave it out there because I know I'm going to be adding to it today or tomorrow. That's part of my thing. I actually have it on my list of stuff to do.
Thank you, Sheila.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay, does each one of these have to be 300 words or more?
No. This is still a page, so your overall page has to be at least 300 words, not each section. This is just a regular page. Yep.
Okay,
You
thanks.
can make it as long and as descriptive as you want it.
Okay.
And to get indexed, you still need readability, you still need SEO, and usually you want to make it just like it is, you know, follow the same guidelines. You know, if you're using promotional and seasonal gifts or items as your keyword, then you want to make sure you're using that at least 1 or 2 times for every 200 or 300 words. Just so that you have it in there, you want to make sure that you're using it at least one headline. You still have to follow your SEO guidelines if you want that page or that category to index. Even though you're calling it a category page, it still needs to follow SEO guidelines.
Got it.
All right. Okay. So that takes care of that. So next thing we're going to go over is adding response magic to your page. So we know that you can only add two response magic categories, okay, on your page if you want it to show up in your widgets. So which I mean widgets is this right here. It shows up in the side. You can only use 2, one for your home page and one for your consecutive pages, which means the right and left side. That's all you can use. However, you can include it in your content of your page that you're creating. So what I'm going to do is create another page right here or paragraph. And I'm going to create a heading and say, hold on a minute. All right, so right here, I'm going to say stay connected. Okay, and then I'm going to say okay. So there's that. Just letting them know what I'm going to do. So then I'm going to come to my my response magic, and you can create an email, you know, just like you want to create, just like you did with your original. You're going to create one, or if you have one already that you want to put in, then you're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come here, since I have so many, I'm going to pull my customer magnet. And I'm going to get this one where it says register for updates or keep updated. Let's use this one. So I'm just going to come here and say get code. And I'm going to actually use my widget code. Actually, you know what? I'm not. Let's use this. Yeah, I'm going to use this because there's several different ways you can use it. So I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to come back to my page. Where's my page? Oh, snap. I wrote over my page. I did. I can't believe I did that. There we go. I should have opened up a new page, but I didn't. I hope I saved it. If not, see, we all make mistakes. We all have our little faux
I
pas.
thought you were perfect.
No, dear. No, 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 no.
In our lives,
So now I need to come back in here and recreate this.
I forgot to save it. I
Fine.
lost that whole page. I was rolling with it, and I had to take a break. I come back, and it was gone. Oh man! So I've got a note.
We're gonna come here and gonna say again.
Work.
And I'm probably gonna change it.
Now you've got it in paragraph, but don't you want it in heading?
This is my heading right here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got
Yep.
you.
Yep. And then you just, all you have to do is hit enter and start your paragraph.
Okay, sorry. There's so many little things I just, oh.
Yep.
That's why she has a class.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's a good teacher too.
Thank you. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come and open up a block. And if we had used our HTML code, which is our widget code, then you would have just hit classic HTML. You would have found that in your formatting. But I'm actually going to use image. And it's going to give me the option to insert a URL. And I'm going to paste that URL because I wanted to use my vertical. And we're going to see if this works. And it didn't, which is fine. It actually said it hasn't. I wonder if I got rid of that. Hold on a minute. So we're going to try another one. Let's try another one. And we're going to go to our magnets. And let's get code. Horizontal. Okay, it don't like that. So I guess we're going to have to do the HTML code. It don't like that. So we're going to go and get our HTML code and go back to our response magic and go to our customer magnets. And I'm going to get copy and paste and then hit preview. So there. So there, I put that one there. I can change it later if I want to. But this will actually give them the option to do wine. If I wanted to put another one there, I got to find out why those two aren't working where it says join. You can do that as well. Actually, let me find another one. I want to use the other one.
Now that's not cheating, right? I mean, that's.
No, that's totally okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to do HTML code and I'm going to see which one I like better. And then just hit preview. Yeah. So we're going to keep that one. Let's get rid of this one. because I'm telling them I want them to register for updates, stay informed. So that's what I'm doing here. And then that way they can come here, put their name, email, and the state that they're from. I do not ask them their phone number. If they send me their email, this actually is giving me permission to send them emails. So it won't get blocked. It goes straight to their inbox. It doesn't go to their junk mail. No matter what I put in the email, it will go straight to their inbox. Okay. Because this is giving me their permission, which says right here, I agreed to give Sheila Matchett permission to send me future emails. Okay, but they can opt out at any time. So I don't want to bombard them with continuing marketing. You know, I don't want to say, oh, here's a new page every time I turn around. I want to, you know, engage with them, like Paul was saying, you know, Thursday and yesterday, and even Ali was talking about with Facebook. You don't want to continually bombard them. You want to let them know, hey, I got this new recipe. Here's the recipe, and put the recipe in the email. Or say, you know, how was your day going? I see that it's, you know, if they give you information on their birthday, if you're connected with them on Facebook, and you can invite them, connect with me on Facebook to see how things are going, you know, that we can connect. Send in your Facebook link, your Instagram link, you know, become a friend, a confidant or whatever with them, but don't just bombard them, so that whenever you do send them new updates, that there's like, oh, okay, there's Sheila, you know, she's sending me something good that I need. And it's not a constant, you know, go here and buy this, go here and shop here, you know, blah, 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 because they will say, you know, block you. They'll opt out of your emails, and you don't want to do that. So you want to stay engaging. You want to, because they're wanting information. So when you create new pages, just let them know, hey, I created a new page, you know, on whatever that they're interested in, and send it to them. So, you know, you can have that here. But you also will have your regular one that you have on your sidebar on your page that they can register to. But this is one that you're creating specifically for the page that you have. And you don't want one on every page. But if it's something specific that maybe they're not going to read over on the side and see where you have this one, you know, that you want them to go straight to that page, then, you know, and register, then yeah, create one specifically just for the page you're creating. But you don't want one on every page. Okay. All right.
That sounds contradictory. We don't want one on every page, as in that website right there that you're promoting the update. You just want it that one time, but not on every page of it.
Well, there's a difference in every page and on your site. Okay. The ones on the side are on your site. That's the difference. So that's okay to have them on your site, because that's mandatory if you want Google AdSense. You want them on your site. But in order to have them on your page, you know, like we just had it on the page, that's different, because you're advertising this page. You're not advertising your whole website. So whenever you advertise a page, they'll come here and read the page, and they will see this. Most people don't even look over on the side unless it's something specifically that they are looking for. Right. All right, hold on. I got to send somebody something really quick. Oh, come on. Give me just a minute. All right. Give me, where's she at? I know. Got people trying to get on and they can't get on. Come on, computer, don't. Oh, now it don't want to work. I can always tell when we're having, there we go. This thing is supposed to go away and it's not. All right. Okay. So that takes care of that. So does anybody have any questions of how you can use your response magic code in other places other than just, on your website widgets? Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to go over is I really wanted to talk about, we might do Canva later, but I really wanted to talk about our Facebook. And
Sheila?
yes.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but now this page you're on right now, that's in Classic?
It's in Classic Block, not Classic Mode.
Oh, okay.
And as I was saying, you don't have to convert to Block in Classic Block because it's already a block. A lot of people are still going, they're creating Classic and then they'll convert to Block and then their pictures are distorted and not where they left them. Because when you convert from Classic Block to regular Block, it puts it in a different format. The coding's different. So your pictures are not going to be where you left them. Sometimes if you've colorized a word, the word may not stay this color. It may revert back to blue. So your whole system now, if you've done the latest update, your whole system should be in Block format. You shouldn't have anything in Classic format. So whenever you create a page, whether you use a block, Classic Block, Black Gallery, whatever, you are in Block format. So you do not have to convert to Block anymore.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Sheila, you see how it says document up there?
Uh-huh.
Why does that always throw me off?
I went over this actually.
Did you and I missed it? Oh.
No, I went over this in Dallas. A lot of people, this confuses them. And I'm explaining to you what it is. When you see document shows your whole page. It tells you all the statistics on your whole page. Okay? Mm-hmm. So right now I am in this page. I can see everything. I can see my published date. I can see that it's a public page. I can see how many times I've been in this page. It's showing me my URL, which is basically my focus keyword. It's showing me what my my link is. I can set a featured image. It gives me all the different things that I can do to this page as a whole. Now, when I go to different sections, then it converts to block because now I'm in this block that I'm going to work in.
Right.
So that's why you see that. So when I click off the block, I'm no longer in a block. I'm on this page. So it goes to document because I'm viewing my document, which is your article.
Thank you.
Okay, so Sheila, that thing we had to do before, that we had to come over to Classic to put some colors and stuff in there, but when we got done, we could only
you don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you create a Classic block, you do not have to convert it to block. It's in a block.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so whenever you look up here and you're in document and you're like, why did it go away from block? That's because you're not in a block anymore. You're actually viewing your document, which is your page as a whole. Okay. Once you start writing or click on a block, then you see it converts to block and it tells you what kind of block you're using. So if you ever are not sure of what block you're using, always look. It will tell you what block mode you're in, what format you're using. Okay?
Sheila?
Yes.
A couple more questions while you're on this. Okay, so say you get to a page and it's in Classic View, so then you do your convert to blocks.
If you got in anytime after January of this year, you shouldn't have anything in Classic. Everything should be in block.
Okay, I am finding some of my students have things still in block, and they're new. They're, new PBSs, and it's still in Classic.
Okay, make sure that when you click on it, if it allows you to change your links, then you're good. It's just showing Classic block. But everything should be converted, just like with mine. This actually, when you first come to this page, it shows it as Classic.
Okay.
So that's fine. And the way you do it is you just click on the block. And if it says Classic up here, then you're fine. If it doesn't say anything or give you a block information, then you're in classic mode. You're not in classic block. So whenever you click on that page, if it doesn't give you the block format, then that means you're still in classic. I think Rory said there shouldn't be any that's not converted. So if you come across one that says classic and it doesn't give you the block option when you click on it, then yeah, there's something, it needs to be converted.
Okay.
But then again, what you can do is, copy it, open up a new block, and then what you want to do is copy it before you convert it. So, because once you convert it, then everything's going to be distorted. So if it's in HTML code, if you convert it, then it's going to change to HTML code instead of the actual word. So then you have to hit preview and then copy and then put it in a new block so that you can actually edit your wording. But technically they're not supposed to be any new PBSs created that are still in classic mode. Just to make sure, but if it is, just click on anywhere in the paragraph where it's showing classic up here. And if it doesn't give you these two options, then yes, you're still in classic view.
Okay.
But if you get these two options, then you are converted. You're in the new program.
Okay. And I just have another question regarding if you're, say you get in that funny mode where it's HTML and you have to go to preview, copy the, what it gives you in preview and open up a new block and put it in there. I am finding when I do that, instead of putting it in paragraphs, it makes a list out of it. And when I try to make a paragraph out of it, it puts each sentence like in a separate block.
The best way to get rid of that is you can go to Rory's page and get the new one, which is 1f16.com, and just find the same one. Or you can open up a Word document and copy it in the Word document, fix it the way you want to, and then bring it back over.
Okay, so there's no way of getting around it with WordPress.
If it's got a list, then more than likely the coding is listed that way, and it's breaking it up because of the way the coding is.
Okay.
You can go in and you should be able to go in and manipulate it. I haven't run across one yet that does that, even the one for the makeup where it's got the lotions and all that, the hygiene, the different categories, it's still, converted all into one. So, but if you are having problems, the best way to do it is either go to the original source, which is Rory's page, or just put it, copy it and then put it on a Word document.
Okay.
And copy it there and then paste it, then copy it back and bring it over. Word document will take out all coding.
Okay, and just one more question while you're on the page. I swear in one of Paul's webinars, and I can't, my memory isn't serving me properly right now. He went over to the right somewhere and he clicked on code and then took that code and put it in the block. Does that ring any bell to you? I haven't found the webinar he did it on. I'm still looking. I just thought I'd see if you know what I'm talking about.
The code is when you come to a page and you convert it. And when you convert it, it shows up in code. There's nowhere over here where you're going to have code in here.
Okay, maybe I didn't.
Yeah, all your code's going to be in your page. Now, what you're going to do, probably what you saw him, because he actually did it the other day, is, and we did it just a minute ago to put this in here, is you're going to open up a formatting block for code, for HTML code, and then you're going to paste your code in here, and it will show up whatever your code is. Like with this one, we got this as from our widgets for our response magic. Same thing if you go to not classifieds, but if we go to our marketing sites, and let's pull up CJ, and because a lot of people don't know that everything on CJ is usable, even the pictures, not just the click code. The pictures are also linked and usable. A lot of people don't know that. So then you're going to go here to your search, and I'm just going to pull one of the first ones that shows up, and I'll show you how we can do that. And I'm going to put it in, I'm actually going to type in Halloween over here once it pulls up. And I'll show you how to use well, if I could type. Okay, so I just typed in a keyword for Halloween. No, I want Halloween. Why didn't it give me Halloween stuff? I want Halloween. All right, I know we got Halloween. Independence Day. All right, so this one is back to school. All right, y'all see this picture? It has codes for different things. I can use that picture. So I'm gonna go here and say, get my code. And I want this HTML code right here. And I'm gonna click on this code. And I'm gonna go to my page. And didn't I have back to school? I'm gonna come here to back to school. And I am actually, because of what it did to me, it put all my blocks together, which is fine. Y'all don't do this, but I'm going to do this. Put my code in there, then visit, and then there's my thing. But what you would do, because if I had writing in here, it wouldn't have put everything in, but because I didn't have it spaced out with writing, it considered it all one block. But what you would do is you would get that code, and you would do the same thing that we did here. You would get a custom HTML code. If you don't have it here, then it would be, I think it's in your widgets. Not your widgets. It will be in, where is it at? It might be in formatting too. Yeah, it's in your formatting, right beside your classic. You just click on HTML. It would open a block, and you would paste that HTML code in there. And then hit preview, and then there's your picture. And then you can do the same thing, you know, and then guess what? This picture's linked to your CJ. So if they click on this picture, it takes them straight to that page, and you will still get credit for it. So there's several different things that you can use in here to make your page more visible. And it says back to school. It goes straight with my back to school. It's got their codes, you know, shopping. I will actually come back in here and add more stuff to this. Might even pick different pictures. Same thing with the Halloween. I don't know what's not pulling up my Halloween stuff. Because yesterday that's all I could find was Halloween stuff, and I wasn't writing for Halloween. So there's just different things that you could, you know, come through here and find. So I don't know why that's showing up there. That's weird. I guess it's something else. Okay. Anyway, so that's how you would use that to use these pictures. All these pictures are usable in your website. You just have to get the code. So when you go to click your code, you can, we don't really use the JavaScript too much. It just takes a lot of different things to get JavaScript to act right with our system. HTML code works great. The click URLs, what everybody links with the words, but you know, you can use just about everything in your website. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. So
Thank you.
what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how to use Facebook to build your business. And Ali talked about that quite a bit in DC. And I'm actually going to, let me get my link. For those of you that are not in direct sellers, I'm going to send you the link because it's open to anybody. So here is the direct sellers link. I'm going to actually put it in the chat. And yes, you can create a page for your DC promotions that's going on. I would not put your discount links in there because those will be assigned as you sign people up. They will get assigned and give the discount code or promotional code. But yet, especially, you know, for a Cancun trip, those that are not in DC, you need to get in because they are giving away a free Cancun trip. If you accumulate 500 points between now and the end of January 31st, you get well, I ain't gonna say all expense, but you get a 6-day resort exclusive, all-inclusive resort trip to Cancun, Mexico. Everything's paid for except for your flight. You have to get your own flight there and back. But everything is paid for 6 days. Your hotel, your food, your meals. If you want to do an excursion, that's, you know, on you. But everything within the resort is paid for. They will be doing some training while we're there so that you can classify even your flight as a business expense. So if you are not in DC, get in DC. If you're in DC, start building. That means advertising on your free ad sites and your social media, you know, telling people word of mouth, you know, get people to come in there. And the reason I'm saying this is this guy here, he's amazing about your Facebook marketing and how to never run out of people to talk with. But the key thing is, and this is why I said it's in 2 parts, you have to watch this one first, the Saturday, July the 13th training call for DC, because they tell you how to set up your bio in your Facebook. So if your Facebook bio is not set up properly, you will get all kinds of the wrong people to come to your Facebook page.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you my Facebook page. You don't want it to go to a business page. You want it to go to your personal Facebook page because these are people that you are potentially going to become friends with. They're going to be not only on your Facebook communicating with you, but they're potentially business partners. And depending on how your bio is set up, which is right here, you want to give them as much information as you can. You know, that doesn't mean that you have to sit there and tell them your whole life story, but you want to be relatable. If they come here, because Facebook will use your bio to match you up with people that are like you. So if you're saying, well, I don't want people to know I'm married, then they won't put you with married people. And guess what? All kind of loonies will come in thinking, okay, they don't have a marital status in there. All right, let me see if I can set up a date. You know, you want to make sure you have a professional picture. You don't want a picture of your dog, your animal, your landscape. You want a picture of you. A most recent picture, as you can. You know, you can decorate it any way you want to. And you want to make sure you have your work history, your education on there. If you have kids, let them know you have kids. You don't have to tell them their name. You don't have to tell them their ages. Basically, the way he was explaining it is your bio is sort of like your resume. Use your Facebook just as you would as introducing people if you were walking down the street or meeting somebody at, you know, for a business meeting. Your bio in your Facebook is your resume. And you want to treat it as this because you want business-minded people to come to your Facebook page. Same thing with Instagram. Like he was saying, he uses his Instagram to market people to come to his Facebook page because Instagram doesn't allow you to be so detailed. And you know, and it's just so full. Anybody can come on Instagram, post any picture, and it's hard to find, you know, people of like-minded attributes to come. So what he does is when he posts stuff and people's like, hey, I'm interested, he'll direct them, hey, come to my Facebook page. Because once they come to your Facebook page, they can see based on your postings in your bio, they can read your bio exactly what you are into. The other thing is you're like, well, hey, I don't know what I want to look for, or what do I need to look for? So once you got your bio done, and he did all his on his phone, you can actually do it through your laptop, but your phone is a lot easier. So what you want to do, you're like, well, hey, I'm new to Facebook. I really don't know how to find people. You come up here to your search and you type in discover people. And you can do discover people on Facebook. All right. And then what it does is it pulls up this. And so what you want to do is you want to look for pages. Okay. So you're going to look for pages. And then you can actually change it. Once you're on here, you can say, hey, I want, jewelry making people, or shoe fanatics, shoe lovers. Let's do shoe lovers. Okay. So I'm going to type, and so now guess what? Here's all these people that like shoes. I love shoes. So here's all these people, and you want to do pages. So I'm going to click here and click pages. So here's all these different pages of just people that say they like shoes, what kind of shoes. And then you want to go through and find one that you like, that you potentially could get, used to. And you want to, once you find one, then you're just going to click like. And once you click like, beautifully, I have to find one I say I don't like that. Now see, that's me right there. And you can see how many people is in this. Oh, those are pretty. There we go. Shoes are my obsession. She's got me right there. Like, okay. So, and then I like that page. And then I can come to my home page. And depending on how fast it comes through, it will show me my recently pictures that I've liked, or my recent pages that I've liked. And then once you click on that page, you can actually go through, and based on your bio, once you like that page, you click on that page and you click on people. And it will show you all the people that like that page that based on your bio has the same likes, dislikes, basically just like you. So that you're not getting a bunch of crazies, a bunch of people that don't have interests like you. And that makes it a lot easier. And then once you can connect with them, you just, and what he was saying is you don't send them a friend request. You don't just click, okay, I want to request them for a friend. Okay. What you do, and he explains it so much better on his video, is what you do is you find that person and you message them and you send them a little message that says, hey, I found you on my Discover People. Boom, you've told them exactly where you found them. I like surrounding myself with like-minded business people or like-minded people. I see that you love shoes. I'm a shoe fanatic, and since I like to surround my people with, surround myself with people like me, I decided to send your friend request. And you send it in Messenger. And as soon as you send it in Messenger, then you click friend request, because then they can read their message. And it's like, oh, then it's up to them whether they friend request you or not. But then once you they accept your friend request, you don't start bombarding them with ads, stuff. You want to advertise your business about once every 2 to 3 days on your Facebook, especially if it's a new person. You click on them, message them, hey, glad you connected with me, and, I hope that we can develop a great relationship, just things like that, let me know about you, because they're going to read your bio. You can go in and read their bio and you can say, oh, I see that you like this. Where did you buy these shoes? That's your commonality. Like with me, it's going to be shoes. What's your price that you pay for shoes? And then once a week, or twice a week, you're going to post, an article. They're going to be able to come in and read your live feeds. They're going to be able to come in and see anything that you post. So if you are posting different things, like with me, this is one I did yesterday. It's an opinion. And remember, I was telling you, Canva is a great thing. I'm not blasting everybody, but I was like, this is a page I wrote about when I was in Dallas. And I just thought, and it's based on some of the things I saw in Dallas. what is age appropriate apparel? You know, age appropriate clothes. When do you decide what's when is appropriate? You know, is it your size, your personality, your age? What is age? And I just tell them, I was like, you know, give me your opinion. And then I actually did the same thing, but I sent it to them on Instagram, and I said, hey, read my blog and leave me a comment or connect with me on Facebook. And so I've had people come to my blog and read it and leave me a comment there. So it all depends on how you word it. I'm not telling anybody to buy anything. I'm asking a question and giving them, hey, give me your opinion. Leave me a comment on it, you know, and just like yesterday at 2:30, I posted it. I posted it on, same thing on my social, was it Classifieds for Free? I did the same thing and posted it. I only got the California before I got tired, because this was like at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, when I was posting, I was like, okay, I'm falling asleep. I don't know if I did that city. Let me check. Yeah, I got 5, 8, 6 here. I don't know if that's the one I just did, you know. So, but look at the hits I've gotten so far, just off of, you know, less than 10, 12 hours of posting this particular one. Yeah, there's a bunch of zeros, but there's a bunch of people that's gone on there and looked, that's viewed this, that has the option to come to my website and read my blog and leave their comment. I'm not asking them to buy anything, but guess what? When they read my blog, it shows different types of clothing. Those clothes, that particular style is related to a link that I've put in with the picture or in the verbiage. So that's a good way that you can come through and use your social media for different things other than that. But you never have to run out of people. And it works better on your phone, because you can search people a lot faster there and automatically send that message out to them. And you can always discover different people. Like with me with shoes, we're in a business, so you can actually go out there and search wine lovers or wine clubs. You never want to search for groups, because like he was saying, people that are in a group are already established. They're not going to leave their group. They're probably not going to join another group. So you don't want to go with people that are already affiliated with a group. That's why you always want to go to pages or always go to people. Once you create that page and you like, then you go to people. Never go to groups, because groups are already established. You're not going to get them away from their group unless they're really unhappy. But we're in the business of generating like-minded people. So you can always broaden your search. Like he was saying, there's over 4 billion with the B, 400 billion people on Facebook worldwide. We should never run out of people. And it's just depending on what topic you're looking for. He did a search on young entrepreneurs, and there was 6.1 million people there, you know, and then he minimized it, you know, and sorted it through people that was in Dallas, you know, and then he sorted it again through people that was in his town or in his state. So you can sort it if there's a bunch, you know, based on your location, or, you know, there's different ways that you can sort it. You can sort it based on age group. So it just depends, but you should never run out of people to connect with. People all the time, well, I don't want people to know anything about me. Then you won't have a business partnership. You know, if somebody gets really stupid and crazy on you, guess what? You can block them and send them to Facebook. Facebook will handle it. But once you block them, they can't get access to you anymore. So, you know, you're pretty safe. You actually control it. You know, it's not that it's out of your control. Once you get somebody in your Facebook place, that doesn't mean that they're there forever. You can remove them. You can unfriend them. You can block them. So, you know, but you want to be able to build your Facebook place just like you would build your business on a brick and mortar store. When you start a new business, you get investors. You go and introduce yourself. You know, you're still an open market. Facebook is an open market, but it's virtual. It's not a brick and mortar store. It's still a virtual place, but you still use the same business principles as if you was going to a meeting in a boardroom with someone. The only difference is your meeting is on a computer and it's not face to face, it's through words and language. So think of it that way instead of somebody being invasive. I don't want somebody to be invasive, on my personal space. Think of it as a business. You're expanding your business. You're expanding your business options. You're expanding your sphere of influence. Think of it that way. You're building a business and you're looking for quality people. Yes, you're going to have to go through some muck and some grime and, all kind of different things to find those few little red balls. I'm trying to think of I taught a motivational speaker, Mickey Hamlet. He was in Amway. I was in Amway a long time ago, did really good. Then they got really crazy, so we got out. But one of their speakers was Mickey Hamlet, and he had a story about the little red balls. How many black balls do you have to go through to find that little red ball that stands out that's going to build it? You might have to go through 10, 20, 100. You don't know. But once you find that little red ball, it's going to be worth it because they're going to build your business. And how many little red balls do you want to find? That's up to you. What do you want to go through to get them so that you don't have to work the rest of your life for somebody else? Does it mean putting in the extra hours doing this to get the results? No, the results are not going to come fast and furious. But once it starts building, it's not going to be able to stop it. But you're going to have to put the work through it. And this is one of the venues you're going to have to use to get it. It's social media. It's scary if you've never done it. But once you get into it, you find people you never knew and that can relate to, that will become great business partners and friends. So watch those two things, and set up your Facebook. Use it. Set up your Instagram. Use that and refer people back to your Facebook. And then once they're in your Facebook, introduce yourself, get a rapport with them, and market your website about once or twice a week, usually in the mid-afternoons or the evenings. But for the most part, your content is going to be about you, about the things you like, different things. Like I posted my grandson. We had open house the other day. He's second grade already. I couldn't believe it. But that's what I talk about, and get responses to. But that's it. People know me. They know what I'm doing, what I'm going through, so here's a guy I haven't talked to, I bet you in 6 years. He found me on Facebook. Used to work with him at the car dealership when I was there. He was one of the technicians there. And he found me on Facebook. I will talk with him, sent him a message on Instant Messenger, said, hey, Mike, just glad you found me. But that's just the way, but it all starts with your bio. So make sure, just watch that video, those two videos, great information on how to build and work your business. If you are in DC, make sure you have downloaded that DC app. It is on, if you're on Apple, your Apple downloads, wherever you get your if you have iTunes, wherever you get your apps for your phone, just go and look up the DC logo or DC app and download it. It has a pre-populated message for voicemail as well as email. So if you have their name, their phone number, and or email, you can send them a pre-populated message that either tells them about DC, tells them about 3 and Free, or tells them how to become a brand partner. And all you do is invite them to watch it, and it goes directly to your link and tells them exactly about DC. Once they respond back to you, so like I said, they respond back to you and says, oh yeah, this is great. Tell me more about it, or they can sign up immediately right there because they can go and shop, and get a bottle of wine. And DC will send you an email saying, hey, you just had somebody that shopped on your site and they bought this and this and this. Then you have their information. You can send them an email again. Hey, I'm glad you decided to purchase. If you like that wine, let me know. So use those apps. Those of you that are doing V marketing, your first 90 days, use those people for your DC. They're there. Use them. Put them in that app, invite them to your DC page, and then invite them to view your website. You have all their information. Use it at your disposal. So don't leave any leaf unturned. Turn over everything that you have at your disposal. Use it to grow your business. All right. So any questions so far? I know I've covered a lot.
No, you did good. You did good. You did good.
That video, is that on the DC homepage, Sheila?
It is on the DC's video. DC, if you're on your back office, that is not on the back office. That's why I sent the link. It is actually on their Vimeo. DC puts everything from current, I think it's the current stuff, is now recorded on Vimeo. And it's probably, you can probably go through their DC website, not DC website, their DC Facebook page, official Facebook page, and get the links from there too. But I put it in the chat so you can actually pull it off the chat and pull it up.
Okay, it's on chat, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's right there. Can you see my screen?
Oh, now I see it.
Yep.
Oh, that's from Rory.
Yep. Well, it's me. I'm Rory today.
Oh, okay. That's Vimeo.com?
Yep, Vimeo.com.
Okay.
And that has all of their recent videos, and then they have their archive videos if you're in DC under resources, and then just click on training and hit the videos, and it has all their previous videos on there. They have several from Jerry Greenfield, the wine whisperer, that talks about wines, the different wines, flavors. Wonderful. I listen to him all the time. Since y'all know I don't drink, I get all my information from him. So that's where you want to use it. So the other thing, if there's any more questions on that, I'm going to show you one more thing and we're going to call it a day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any questions so far?
Ton of them, but I can't put any of them to words right now. I was like, oh, golly.
Well, you can always text me yours or
Okay.
Skype me yours.
Did
Because
you
we're
say
meeting
there are
on
two
Tuesday.
videos that we need to watch? One on the third for this Facebook thing on July 13th.
Yeah,
And
you want to use the July 13th, and then you want to use the July 27th.
okay.
Yep,
Thank
those
you.
are the two, and you want to watch them in that order because the 13th one shows you how to set up your bio properly so that you get the right people in your business circle.
Okay.
Or in your friend circle. And then the one for the 27th, which is Ali, he's great. He was actually our keynote speaker on Saturday. He actually shows you how to go in and incorporate it. He puts his phone, which I wish I could do. I'm going to figure out how to do that. He actually linked his phone to the Zoom and showed you exactly how he did it on his phone. In 1 minute, he contacted 17 people, I think 12 or 17 people in 1 minute.
Yeah.
Using this program. And it was amazing. I was like, man, he did 17, however many he did in 1 minute. How can you do? And, you know, I think when he did it in his initial, on this video, I think he did 5 minutes and he did over 30 in 5 minutes. But Facebook is the same as it is with text now. Like you said, you can send as many as you want, but you don't want to send them all back to back. You want to send them, 10, 15 at a time, wait a couple hours, then do 10 or 15 more, however you want to do it. But you don't want to do a whole bunch of them because they'll think you're a robot. Same thing with text now. You don't want to send a whole bunch because they'll think you're robot marketing and they'll block you or shut you down. Same thing with Facebook. He said they have guidelines in place too. So you don't want to message 50 people at one time. You want to message, I think he did up to 30 in 5 minutes. And then he said that was it for that. He's going to he waits 2 or 3 hours and then he'll do another round. If you have a brand new Facebook post, I'll probably do 10 to 15, an hour every couple of hours just to get your marketing up or get your friends up if you don't have a listing now. But it's just another way to market your site.
I've got too many Facebook pages, and I've done it accidentally. All these years I've been trying to find that home-based business to get involved with. Every one of these companies had a separate Facebook page. So I was trying to stay out of the wing of my Facebook people that I have fellowship with.
Yeah.
And so I've got so many Facebook pages. I go, well, which one you use? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And the thing about it is if you haven't kept up with your Facebook page, they will close it down.
Okay.
So you just need to go see which one of them is still active. And if they're not active, close the Facebook page down, and just before you do, invite the people that's there to the one you're going to use exclusively.
Okay.
And then shut it down.
I don't know how to do that. How do you shut it down?
You can just send Facebook a request that you're closing down your that Facebook account.
Oh,
You can actually go into, I think it's go into accounts and sign out or shut down or something like that. I can't remember how to do it, but it's in there.
Okay, because I got a whole bunch of.
Yeah, you just need to find all the ones, and like I said, if you haven't been in it for a while, Facebook will shut it down for you. Okay. If they see no activity. So you just need to go in and see which ones are still active, and then see which ones you want to keep.
Okay.
All right. So that's that. And then
here, where are they listed at? Where am I going to find them?
I don't know, babe. You probably have to go up here where it says search, pull up your most current Facebook, and search for yourself.
No, I meant these 2 training videos that we're supposed to watch.
Oh, I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look in the chat and then copy it and bookmark it.
Okay.
All right, because they will add all the new ones that's where they'll put them. They'll be there on the VMAX.
I just did.
Excuse me?
I said that's what I just did.
Yep. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is show you how to create this in Canva. Like I said, Canva is a free program. And I try to make one for every page I create. For the simple fact I use it as my feature image if I want to. And then that way when I advertise that page, like on what is it? Shoot. AbleWise, like on AbleWise, you can only use one picture, and then they charge you if you want to link put a link in your description. So what better way to advertise your link than to have it on your picture that you're using? Same thing with Instagram. When I mark it on Instagram, I use those pictures that I've created on Canva because I always include my website on the pictures. So then all I do is I just pull up my Canva, and you can download the free site. I actually pay for some of the upgrades. It's like $13 a month, but I just make sure I allocate that money in there. And I didn't do it from the beginning. I waited until I was making some money before I started divvying out money for programs. And I'm very picky on the programs that I divvy out to. So once you come here, you're just going to create an account. They're free accounts. There's a bunch of free stuff in here. You don't really have to pay for upgrades. And you pick, because we're going to be doing social media, but you can actually create your business cards through here. You can create posters. You can create letterheads, all kind of things. And just about every one of these are free. Same thing with social media. I always do a Facebook or Instagram post whenever I'm creating a meme. So for this one, I'm actually going to just say I'm going to use a Facebook, and that way it gives me the dimensions required for Facebook. So I don't have to go in and resize my picture because it's telling me my picture's too small. Mm-hmm. And the other thing about getting a feature image on your page is whenever you do post your link, that feature image is what shows up with your link. So if you're on Facebook and you post your link, if you don't have a feature image or your feature image does not meet Facebook requirements, it's going to choose an image within your article that fits its requirement. So it may not necessarily be the image you want it to be. So that's why it's important to make sure you have the correct image. Now, these are all free images. You see it tells you that it's free.
I've lost you.
You there?
I've lost you.
Well, we can hear you.
Okay, but I can't get that page you're on. I got stuck in Vimeo, Vimeo.
Oh, so you're still in Vimeo. You just need to open a new tab. If you haven't created a Canva page, you can't get to it.
Oh, okay. So, I've not created one.
Yep. So this is Canva, and as you can see, it says free, and these are pre-populated. You just will change your different things. So you see this one does not say free, so this one will probably have to pay for. If it says free, then you can use it. If not, then it will tell you, and when you go to use it, it will tell you there's a cost. But for the free ones, you have free. But with me, I'm not using any of these. I'm actually going to upload. And so you click on your upload and you can populate. So if you have pictures that are in your image, so I'm just going to say I'm going to upload some pictures. And so when I go to upload, it's going to bring me to, like I said, the last place I was at. And I haven't created a meme for my cigars. So I think I'm going to create a meme for my cigars. So again, you just hit control and choose the pictures you want. I want classy. I like this one. I don't want that. And then I'll just click open. And then what it will do is it will add all those pictures I chose. And it will populate them. And so that's 4 pictures. I want one more. I want one of the guy in the tub. And where is that one? I think that one I got somewhere else. Yep. So let's go here. And I'm going to find that one. There we go. Bath and cigars. I only got 2. Thought I had more than that. All right. Okay. So there's those. And you see this one? This one actually has this right here on it. And that's one thing I like about Canva. I can just upload that right there and boom, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to shrink it and move it up. And then I want one of her. I'm going to shrink it. And you can basically put it wherever you want, however you want to fix your pictures. I just choose which ones I want. I'm going to let this one be my feature in the middle. All right, and gotta have my shoe in there. Yes, always gotta have my shoe. And let's see, how do I want to do this? All right, so, all right, and I want this to actually be in the forefront. So right here where it's got position,
Mm-hmm.
I just tell that when I want it to be forward, and you see how it covers up that. So now my whole picture's in the front. Same thing if I want to move this one over. So, and then you can just position your picture. That picture will always be in the front. All right. And then, you know, however I want to configure. All right. And then I want to add me some text. So then I'm going to come here. And your text is going to always show up in the middle of the page. You just drag your box up where you want it. And again, you're just going to drag it open a little bit. All right, where'd you go? I got to quit doing that. Pay attention. All right. Open. All right. And I can actually change this if I want, because I want to do premium cigars and wine. And you see how that dropped down? So let's move this over here. so that that wine actually comes into this empty space. And then I'm going to click on here. I don't like that per font. I want to change that font a little bit. So I'm going to click on here. So I want something a little bit more fun. And I want to bold that. All right, and then we're going to make that a little bit bigger. Since I changed the font, it changed the size. So let's see how 56, there we go. I like that better. It actually dropped it down. And then the other thing I can do is once I get my lettering in, if I want to rearrange this a little bit, I can. Because guess what else I want to put in here? Let's move you up here. I don't care if his hand is covered or not.
You're going to put your link.
I'm going to put my link.
Yeah.
So, so now what I want to do is go to, once this pulls up, and there's, all right, it took it forever to come up. So let's see if it'll come back up. Okay, so once this comes up, and since I'm in edit mode, when I did this page, I don't want to copy this link here because it will not send them to my page. So once this page comes up, and like I said, I'm really sorry because it's taken forever. I'm just going to come here and get my permalink over here. I'm going to copy link, come back to my creative design, my Facebook design, and I'm going to hit add subheading. And it looks really small, but trust me, it's not. And then I'm just going to open this up, get rid of that, post my link. All right. And then I can look at this and say, okay, does that look the way I want it to look? Of course, you know, I don't like that font. So I'm going to change my font. And I try to keep my font about the same throughout so it has some consistency. I can also change my size, see if a bigger size would work. All right, and then if I want to move it up, I can move it up a little bit. And you always want to leave a little space below here. You see I got a little white border because on some places it will cut your lettering off. So you want to make sure you have that buffer so that if that happens, you're not losing any information. So then once I get that done, if I like the way that looks, and that looks pretty good, then I'm going to come here and do a background because you don't want just a plain white background. Depending on where they post it, the ad at, you might lose some content. It might just be too bland. So you can always come here, and they have different categories depending on what you paid for. You could do like landscapes, you can do patterns. Depending on what you have gradients. I like using gradients because it just has different themes, different colors. But you want to make sure you're using a color that complements your pictures. So let's use that. That's a rich, see now that's a rich looking color. It makes the colors in the pictures pop, makes this, whether it's a burgundy or wine, I'm not real sure. I'm trying to determine what kind of glass it is. That actually looks like it could be a wine glass. Instead of a snuffer. I think that's a wine glass. But since he's got wine, you see how this color brings out not only the cigar wrapper, but it also brings the color out in the wine. So everything matters. A lot of people's like, well, I just throw something together. It all matters. And since this is such bold colors, I'm actually going to leave that black. But if I wanted to, I could actually come here and hit this and change my coloring. But see, that doesn't look as rich. The black color really makes it stand out with that background. But you could actually come in and play with the colors, depending on what background you used. Let's see what this background, see, I don't like that, makes it more muted. It actually looks pretty good too. But I kind of like this rich tone right here. So Basically, that's how you've created it. And then once you get done, you can come up here and it's asking me, do I want to publish this to Facebook? If I wanted to publish this to Facebook, I could. You just go in and set up your account with Canva for your Facebook, your Instagram, and as soon as you finish a meme or whatever you've decided to create, you can publish it instantly. And it also gives you the option, you know, to put information in there. I don't want to publish it right now. I just want to download it because I'm going to put it in my page. You always want to do a PNG. It just makes it a lot easier. It makes your pictures stand out. It's just a better quality format. And then I'm just going to hit download. And then they always give you the options. Hey, your design's been published. If you created a business card size image, it will ask you, hey, do you want to, you know, use this as a business card? They can create a business card for you. They give you different formats. That's totally up to you. You just remember you got to pay for anything extra they add. So I got my image down here. So then I'm just going to open it. And so once it opens,
Okay, how did you open it?
yeah, once I download it, let me move this up here. Once I download it, it comes down here in my bar, in my working bar, and I just click open. And then depending on what format you have on your system, it will open it. All right, let me close this one out. So it's going to open my page. It just takes it a while because my computer's really slow. So once it downloads it, then it's going to put it down here in your toolbar, in your bottom bar, letting you know in your download file. And then there's my picture, and it opened it up in my photos. And then I just tell it I want to save it as. Remember, always save as. And then that gives me the option of where I want to save it. So once that comes up, it's going to give me, it always pulls up the last working file that you were in. And if that's not where you want it, then you can move it. So this actually tells me I was already in my blogging pictures and my logos. And it gives it the heading that you created it under, but I want to rename it. So this is my cigar and wine logo, and then save. And so it's saving my copies, and now that's in my folder. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, and I'm going to, I have Al Pacino as my feature image. I don't want him anymore, so I'm going to come here and hit replace image. And I'm going to hit upload file. And I'm going to go to my blogging pictures. I'm going to go to my logo. It's catching up to me. And I'm going to find that one I created, and they put them in alphabetical order. So if you remember what it is, it should be relatively easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I'm going to sit here and alternative text, I'm going to put and select. And then there's my featured image, and as soon as I update it, it's going to show up on top. And then once I publish that picture or this link, so if I go to my Facebook page, and I haven't posted anything on my business page in a few days, so I'm going to come to my business page. And I'm going to go to pages. God, it's almost 4 o'clock. Why y'all let me stay on here so long?
Because
And-
we love you.
He hasn't paid attention to the time. I'm watching what you're doing.
Goodness. All
You
right,
keep
and then
our
I'm gonna-
attention.
That's why when I lost you, I was going, I can't see you, Sheila. What are you doing? Where do you go? I found you.
All right. So there's my little blurb. I'm going to put that there. And so it's fetching my preview. And why did it not put the one I want? See, it didn't put it in there. Why did it not put it in there? Did I not update it fast enough?
You're showing us what can go wrong.
I am, and it happens. And it could be because I have this first. So let's do this. We're going to move this paragraph up. That'll work. Okay, it's still not putting it up there. So, but that's all right. It's out there. And
Where'd it go?
we can change it. Watch this. Pull up a video. And I'm going to upload video, upload photo, and do the same thing. And I will pull up my cigar. And I can post the photo I want it to until my website catches up with what I'm doing. And then I want to share now. I got it to go to my news feed. And yes, we want it to go now. And then you just hit share.
Mm.
And then it actually put the picture in there I want it to put.
Mm.
And see, I didn't have to, even though I got my link there, say somebody just wants to see my photos, then guess what? I got a link on my photo. So I don't always have to put a link. Even if I wanted to go here and edit this, let's go here and edit this.
Mm-hmm.
And I will edit my post. And I can take this link out. And I can just say, check it out. Without a link, hit save. And they can still check it out because there it is on my picture.
Right.
And I don't have a link. And then what you can also do is comment on your own link. I always tell people, comment on your own post. If you don't want to put your link here, you can put your link down here. And you can put different links. You can say shop now, or if you want to read about cigars, here's my blog. I always say blog, not advertising, or here's my, just say check out my blog or view my page or something like that, so that they're not always thinking you're sending them to an advertising, because blogs was the original way that people communicated. Check out my blog on what I did today. So that's the lingo people know. So use it. Because they don't associate blog with advertising. They associate links. Check out my link. They associate links with advertising.
Right.
They check out my blog, then they're thinking they're going to go read about something you wrote, which is exactly what you did. That's why I say original content, make it about yourself. Make it more like what you would write instead of what Rory wrote, because they're going to get to know you based on your writing. If you try to mimic Rory, it's not going to sound right. I'm telling you, if you try to mimic Paul, if you try to mimic, it is not going to sound authentic. It's going to sound forced or fake. So always write according to the way you talk, the way you feel.
Mhm.
Write about how you always write. You know, if you were in
Yeah.
high school and you was writing an essay, write it like that. You know, write how you write. Don't try to be anybody else other than you. That makes it more authentic. Like I said, if that means you write a whole page and don't put one iota of punctuation, that's you. That's what people's going to get to know. That's what makes you comfortable. You know, if you misspell every other word and don't give a hoot, fine. That's, you know, what people's going to relate to. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You know, it just means you have to be relatable. That's the one thing you got to remember. You just need to be relatable, not perfect. All right.
All
So
right.
I think that is it.
Thank you.
Ready? Let me have a question.
So, yep. So if anybody has questions, that's all I have for today. So, and as soon as this is ready, I'll upload it to my YouTube channel, which I think I posted in the chat earlier. If you don't have it, get with your instructor or just PM me. I'll give it to you. But most of the instructors have it. I did post it on Evolution. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, where you could get my YouTube. You can just search YouTube for Sheila Matchett, Mama Chief. It's out there too. Either one. If you subscribe to it, then anytime I upload something, you'll get a notification that I uploaded something and you go straight to it. So either one. So questions?
Yes, Sheila. Hi, this is Henry.
Hi.
Hi. I'm new, and I missed most of your stuff, but I did listen to some stuff. I was downloading the Canva. And at the beginning, it asks, "Was you going to start it up as a small business?" Would that be correct?
Does it have personal?
Yeah, it has personal also. Yes.
Do personal, because if you do business, you could incur cost. So you always want to do it as business, as personal. That goes for anything that you sign up with. You want to sign up as personal. If you sign up with business, then they put you in a whole different category and you get bombarded with business information wanting you to upgrade and upload and buy stuff that you really don't need.
Okay. All righty. Do you also do the PBS training, or is that just Paul?
No, that's Paul. He does that on Thursdays, but me and Paul kind of talk because that's what we did Saturday and Sunday about how we're going to be teaching. So I kind of play off of him. He wanted me to make sure that I do, because I do social media a lot. Paul doesn't do it a whole lot. So that was the one thing I wanted to go over, was stress how to use your social media for your business, but not always business. Social media is social, so always be personable in it, but do business about once or twice a week. But rest of the time, it should be social.
I'm gonna get with you later then for the Facebook stuff, because mine is like hardly anything in there that's relevant to anything.
Yeah. We can go. Yeah. We'll go over some Facebook stuff in our training, and I'll actually send you the links. Those of you that are in DC, if you go to your back office and go to your resources, I think it's your resources. And it has all the PDF files. It actually has a PDF file of what Ali went over in Dallas. It has it written out verbatim, step by step by step.
Oh, good.
So you can actually download that PDF file. Hold on, I think I sent it to one of my students. For those that are not in DC, hold on.
I'm in DC.
Okay. Yeah, so you can just go into your back office and download that, and it will work perfect. It shows step by step on how to do the Facebook marketing that I was teaching. And also, yeah, here it is right here. It says never run out of people. It's actually in a Dropbox. So I'm going to copy that link, and I will actually put it in the chat.
Thank you.
For y'all to copy. All right, so let's get him. All right. So there you go. And make sure you copy that stuff down. But it has it word for word on how you can go up and set up. But like I said, the main thing you want to do for your Facebook is make sure you have your bio set up.
Right.
And you want to make sure that it is as detailed as you would basically it's your resume, because that's what people come and read when you invite them or friend request them. They can come in and read your bio, and if you don't have enough information on there, then they think, exactly what you are. You're a marketer, and you're just out to build up, people that you can market to. But if you actually have stuff in there that they can relate to, and depending on where you found them and discover people, then, you potentially have, like I said, your little red ball that's going to build this business with you. If nothing else, you have a potential customer, but you don't want to bombard them with advertising. You actually want to get to know them, because you don't know who they know. Because once you become friends with them, guess what? Then you get access to all their friends that they can see on their site. That don't mean they can come to your site. That just means they see what you post on their information. So that's the other thing. You can actually go in, it tells you how to go in and change where people can't come in and comment on your website, and things like that, how you can actually request before anybody posts anything on your timeline that you see it first before you release it. So that's in that one that I was telling you for the July the 13th. They tell you how to go in and fix that so that people just don't randomly post stuff on your website or on your Facebook page. They actually have to get permission from you to post it. So they can write it, but it comes to you first for approval. And if you approval, you release it. If you approve it, you can release it to be posted on your timeline. So that's why I said watch that training for the 13th of July from Vanessa and Brittany before you listen to Ollie's, because it gives you some key information on how to keep your Facebook page safe, basically.
Great.
Okay.
Let's listen.
Yep.
All right. Any more questions?
Yes.
Anything that we didn't go over that you really need to know about? Anybody?
I got a question, Sheila. It's Linda Marie.
Okay.
When I was doing the wine pages, and one of them that I was going over with you, you said to go get some more information. Where can I go and get more information about the wine that will fall in with wine cellars?
Your back office. Go into your back office, and you want to look at your resources, and you want to look at those training videos, because Jerry Greenfield, he has about 20 videos that he talks about different wines, where they came from, what they taste like, what they pair with. He also has different, you can go on YouTube and look at stuff. You can actually Google wine and wine pairings. You can Google wine statistics. Anything on there on wine on Google. And again, if you copy anything from Google, you got to do it just like you do your whole system. You're going to put it in your own words. You don't want to copy anything verbatim, especially if you don't have Google AdSense, because when you go to get it, it's going to raise a red flag that says this is copied, or you have an exact duplicate of another website, and they'll decline you for that. Even if you quote it and bookmark it and, put your references, it's still a direct quote from another website.
Gotcha.
So if you've copied something directly from another website or information, still put it in your own words, paraphrase it.
I just got hung up. Where am I going to get the information on that? Because my back office, I couldn't see a lot of information that I could put in paragraph.
Yeah, when you go to your back office on the side, it has join, resources, promos, things like that. Look in every one of those. I know in the resources and the promos, and they have different categories, and you want to click on those. You can sort it by videos. You can sort it by PDFs. You can sort it by different ways. So just go in and look at all of it and see which ones you can use. I know Jerry's is under training. I think it's under training. And then you click on the videos, and there's all of his videos, and there's the archive videos before they went to Vimeo. They're on there too.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And if you're not in DC, I highly suggest you get in it, because ever since I've been in, I've won a trip just about every trip they've had, except for the, I won that one too. So, and it's, especially if you are in the V marketing with Rory, you have access to those other leads that you had previously to use for your DC marketing. So, and then if you're on any of the call boards, that's a good way to, get students in. You have until January 31st to try to win that trip to Cancun. I'm telling you, the trips are amazing. And just hanging out with people that are like you, that train you. I mean, we get in a corner somewhere and we're training, especially those of us that are with Rory. I promise you, we're going to be in a corner huddled somewhere, going over strategies, going over things that we can do. You'll be having fun just to get to know people, and to hang out with Kevin. Kevin's a hoot. I tell you, he's a hoot, and he's a wealth of information. Kevin Ralston, he's the CEO, the president of Direct Sellers. And just to be able to hang with like-minded people and pick their brains, and to be there for 6 days is going to be amazing. Like I said, I've been to Cancun before, and I want to go back, and to have somebody else foot the bill. Hey, I'll pay a couple $100 for a plane ticket. I'll have no problem with that, and to go hang out for 6 days on somebody else's dime because of my work. Yeah, I'll go for that.
Yeah, sure. Well said.
So if you're not in, I strongly suggest find a way. I know it's going to be hard for some people, but if you can find a way to get in, and then get with your instructor and say, help me build this so I can not only get the income, but help me build it so I can win that trip. And if that means you're not an instructor and we need to get you instructing so you can get students under you, then be prepared for that. Be ready to work, because it's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy getting those trips. I waited. I mean, I was down to the last month before I got my last one in. And I was, working the phones as much as I could, plugging away on my Instagram, on my Facebook, anything and everywhere. I mean, every place I went, I had a bottle of wine and a business card or a brochure, and I left it. When I tell you I went in the ladies' bathroom, and if there was a baby changing station in there, I put a brochure or business card in that changing station. On the plane to Dallas, there and back, when I got in, before I left, each seat on the rows that I was in had a business card stuffed in between the little pamphlet you open. And as I walked out, I put one on each one before I left. I made sure I was the last one off the plane. I wasn't the first one. I waited till everybody got off. Then that way, I wasn't in anybody's way. I wasn't holding anybody up.
Right.
So, you just have to make the best of every opportunity presented, no matter what the opportunity is. If you're standing in line at the movies and straight, if you get to go to the movies, strike up a conversation with somebody. Even in the grocery store, here's somebody in the wine aisle and they're sitting there and they got 2 bottles of wine. Walk up to them, what you trying to decide? Well, I got this wine, what are you having for dinner? And you tell them. Then you can remember your tasting notes. Oh, you're having seafood. Oh, this white Chardonnay will go great with that. Oh, you're having steak. Try this new Bougainhead we got. Oh, you don't know what that is? Here's my card. Go check out my website. You can get a bottle and have it shipped to your house. Because now they can shop by the bottle. They don't have to become a member. So use and there's like, well, I really need it tonight. Okay, well, here's, a good red wine goes with steak. You don't want it to be too heavy, too fruity.
Right.
And you can let them know, but hey, next time, check out my website, get a really good wine, really quality wine for your, your guests. And that's all you got to do. Walk away. Trust me, I've had one chase me out of the grocery store. What are you talking about? Is this a wine? Yeah. And guess what? I had a bottle of wine in the truck. And I said, here's a great red wine. You can take it with you. And it's got my business card wrapped around it in a little bow. If you like it, there's my card. You can go on my website and order it straight from there. So, use every opportunity available to you. every opportunity. You just never know who your next little red ball is going to be. Just
Right.
never know.
It's like I've started approaching my doctors. Hey, are you a wine lover? Well, yeah, I drink every now and then. I got 2 or 3 bottles of wine in the refrigerator. So you don't have any fine wine, though, do you? Said, fine wine? So I started talking to him. He said, well, just get in touch with me when they can sell it in Arkansas, when they can deliver in Arkansas. I said, all right, I got you on my list.
Yeah. So, like I said, go ahead and do, and post everywhere. I mean, like I said, I did that one post here, and after I created it, I got through the first 4 states, and I do every state, and then I come back and do every city in that state. And I got through California, and because I wasn't going to go to bed, I was half asleep, but I was like, I'm going to finish California, and in about 2.5 hours, I posted almost 400 ads, and you see, I didn't change anything. I just changed where I was posting it.
Right.
So that's the good thing about this website, but I also posted it on classified AbleWise. I also posted it on US Net Ads. I also posted it in classified ads. So you don't just use this one platform to advertise. I also posted it in my Facebook. I also posted it in my Instagram. I posted it in Tumblr. And today I got on my list to do my LinkedIn and my Twitter. So, have a schedule. That was the other thing. Have a schedule. Map out your day. Every Sunday, that's what I do, is I map out my week for my business. And I make sure that I have at least an hour every day, or at least an hour to 2 hours a week somewhere that I have scheduled for myself. I'm posting ads. You need to have that. If you're not doing something in your business every day, and when I say schedule it, then you schedule, okay, at 2:00 today, I'm writing a page, or at 2:00 today, I'm working in my website, and you put on there what you're going to do. I'm going to modify my wine page. I'm going to create a new page. You put on there specific, and don't deviate. If something comes up and you're like, oh, well, I cannot do that. No, you work your schedule, because the minute you give an excuse not to do it, the next day becomes a lot easier not to do it.
Yes.
True.
So you map out your week. If you have to set aside a day to do it, then that's what you do. And you set aside that time. And when you have doctor's appointments well in advance when you got doctor's appointments, things like that. With me, I have grandchildren. I never know when that mom's going to bring them over and drop them off. I promise you, we have a schedule when she's supposed to bring them. But just like yesterday, she dropped them off at 12:30. I'm like, I'm in the middle of a call, and I was like, hold on, I got to go answer my door. So I got 2 rowdy grandkids running through the house while I'm trying to do a flow. It happens. You adjust, but you don't not do it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So does that mean I tell my student that I'm working with, can you hold on for just 5 minutes? I got to settle my grandchildren. Trust me, people know conflicts happen. Life happens. They would be more appreciative of you telling them that, because then they're thinking, oh God, she's got a life too. She's not just trying to sell me something. She actually has a life. She's got things that creep up, and she can do this. I get the kids settled. I come back and I finish up, and then I marked off my schedule. Yes, I finished my flow. Last night I got to my marketing a little later, but like I said, I was not going to bed until I finished it, because I want to make sure I do not go to bed without my day that I planned complete. Because if you have to move it to your next day, then guess what? It's too full, and you're going to put something else off.
Right.
So schedule. Work that program. If you work a 8-hour, 10-hour day, then you need to allocate that block and say, okay, this right here is nothing but work. I got my day job. Okay. And I can't do anything other than that. But if you got a lunch hour, guess what? All right. I take my lunch from 12 to 1. What can I do from 12 to 1? You got a laptop, you got a phone. All right, I got my phone. Let me go in here and see who I can Facebook and see, who I can discover on Facebook. Send out your requests, your friend request. Or, if you have your laptop that you can take with the work with you, or any iPad that you can work your system. Even I have a lady, she's a nurse. and she does medical transcription. She works second shift. She works from 2 to 1 o'clock in the morning. Guess what she does? She takes a legal pad and she copies down her pages. She's got to modify because she can't take a laptop with her. So she takes a legal pad and she copies the page. She prints it out and she goes, and that's what she writes on. Every chance she gets, she's writing it down. And then when she comes home, she's typing it into her page, into her website. So you make do with the time and resources you have. There should be no excuse. You know, we can give all kind of excuses. I can give all kind of excuses, but you have to determine exactly what you want and how fast you want it and what you're willing to do to get it. And I know some people say, well, you make that sound really easy. Trust me, it's not. I like I said, I got 2 grandkids. I got a son that has moved back in with all of his issues, and I'm trying to deal with that. So life still happens. You just can't let life control you. You have to control every circumstance that you can. And if that means, I heard people say, well, I'm retired, you know, what do I need to do? This isn't making me enough money. You know what I tell them? You know, this is your business, but you still have to take care of you and your family. If that means you go get a part-time job, get one, but make sure you still have time to work your business. And make sure that you know that that part-time job is just that, a part-time job to get my business where it needs to be. It's not something that you're going to fall back on and say, okay, I got me a job now. I don't need this. No, that part-time job is to help alleviate until you get this. If you can't get into the other programs, we just started a Facebook program. Get with your instructor and say, okay, I can't get into the IBO program for whatever reason. Get me into Facebook. Facebook program, you just need a second computer. That's all it does. You can't run anything else. You can't work on it. They're going to run Facebook exclusively on it. If you need a computer, you tell them, say, hey, I need an extra computer. I don't need one, or my computer's not, you know, up to par with it, you know, or I only have one. You let them know, hey, I need an additional computer. That's fine. We can do that. It just might take a little while because the vendor sends Rory computers and he has to divvy them out based on who came in. It's first come, first serve for those computers. So, and that generates not a whole lot of money like the IBO, but it does have consistent money that comes in. You know, you might get $50 this week. You might get $200 next week. You just never know because it's a brand new program that we're running, but you will get something. You know, and it just might be enough to pay that water bill or to pay that gas bill or to get you some grocery this week. You know, you just never know what it's going to do. But you still have to make sure that you take care of your family. You don't want your business to be your hindrance for not doing it.
Right.
Okay. So all of us have, like I said, life gets in our way. We all have struggles. We all have complications. We all have things that can stop us. We just got to find out how bad we want this to work and do whatever it takes within the law and within reason to make it work. You know, and don't think anybody has it easier than somebody else. Trust me, we all have our issues. We just need to make sure that we are bigger than our issues.
Right.
And sometimes that's not always easy. But like I said, this is going to be a lifelong commitment. And once your business, this website kicks in and gets recognized, trust me, you'll develop lifelong customers, and word of mouth is still the best way of advertising.
Right.
Good or bad.
Thank you.
Sheila, I've got hopefully a yes or no question.
Okay.
I am on V Marketing's Coffee. I'm down to the very last paragraph. And it's talking about setting up email, about, you know, how to put telling the customer to email to a certain place on Valentis. How do I handle that? Or do I need to handle it, or is it already there with my link?
What do you mean email Valentis? I saw that in the chat. I'm not understanding what you're saying when it says.
I think when you signed up when I've signed up for Valentis, I had to put the email address and stuff like that where, you know, for connecting with people. And on the bottom of the coffee one, not the coffee and wine, but
Oh, yes, I understand. Okay, what it's saying there is that you want people to connect with you. So what
right.
you would do is, like, I took the email out and I put my Facebook link. You can put whatever link you want there, and that's for them to connect with you personally. So if you put your email, then what you have to do is go to your email, copy your email address, and link it to that email so that they can go to your email and sign up for you.
I can click on that, like where you put links in, and
Yes.
okay, good.
Yes.
That's what I needed.
But I wouldn't put an email. I would tell them to follow you on Facebook or Instagram, and then tell them to sign up for your Response Magic for email.
Oh.
Okay. You lost me on that. I know what Instagram and Facebook are. I'm not on either one.
We need to get you on that first and foremost, but let me go to that page. I think I know which page you're talking about because I've modified enough of them for my students.
It's the very last paragraph, and
Yeah.
I'm done, you know.
And hold on, let me get to that one. And is it health and fitness coffee? Hold on. See, and I've changed all of mine. So it's, let's click on this.
It's on, and mine is on my pages. I haven't moved it over yet.
Yeah, and see, I've changed mine, and I can't remember what it is. Let's see, this might be it.
It just says coffee, at least on mine. But if you change
see, I've modified all mine, so mine don't say the same thing. But I think this is the one. Yeah, see right here.
Okay, yeah.
Well, see, yours is probably saying, join me, sign up for my email or something like that here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, I took mine out and actually said, follow me on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So they can actually come here and log into my Facebook, and it's sort of like a friend request. But if you tell them to, email you, you want to, then you will put your email link, and then what they would do is they would send you an email saying, hey, I want more information.
Right.
So that's all you would do is you would just put your link for your email. So when you go to your email account, whatever that link is up here that pulls up, that's what you would put in that
right
information. Yeah.
Okay.
You can make whatever.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And you can make it whatever you want to. Like I said, I already have this.
I'll start out with email because I've got that. And I do have a Facebook account, but I don't, because I get things on my email that tell me, connections and things. So, but I don't even know what my name and stuff is right now on it.
Okay. Yeah. So, make sure you get with your instructor or follow them.
And then I can always change that part when.
Yeah. Once you get a little bit more familiar with your site and get your Facebook and Instagram up and running, you can put whatever you want here. I just put my Facebook because, like I said, that's what we build is.
Yeah, I had it on everything until my computer crashed.
Yep. Gotcha.
Then I didn't have any connection to them anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah. If you're still there, then all you have to do
is writing everything down.
Yeah. And then you also have your robo form if you're part of that. But I just use my my computer save passwords. You just have to remember what your computer login is. So just whatever program you use to save it. My husband actually has a program that he uses, and he saves all his emails in one program. So whatever is easier for you. But yeah, that's exactly what you want to use. Is put your link there.
To let you know how much you have helped me. I got all of my wine clubs done, and I've got Breakthrough and Ageless done on and this one that I'm on coffee is my third V marketing.
Perfect.
I'm going
Perfect.
through my pages for the 2 sites.
And that's what you do. Like I said, get all your links done first and then come back and modify. That way, when you advertise your pages that you're finished, you don't have to worry about them clicking on anybody's link but yours if they decide to shop. You're just like, well, I haven't modified that page yet. No, but you got your link changed so they can shop all they want to.
Oh, I've got my links there already, but
That's all. Yep, that's the first and foremost.
Yeah, Stacy and them have you heard what happened to Stacy?
Yes.
Her husband.
Yes, I saw. Yeah, we saw that on Facebook. Poor thing.
I know you two are kind of close, so.
Yep. So I hate that she's so far away because she needs her family now. So, but yeah, she lost her father-in-law unexpectedly.
And just not even a month ago, she lost all 3 others.
Yep, it's just been back to back to back for her. Poor thing.
You're right on that. But so, she loved Dallas.
Yeah,
she wish like everything I could have been there.
Yeah, y'all don't need to miss another one if y'all, because they usually, I would say within the next couple of months, they'll announce potential places of where the next one's going to be. And the first week, probably the first 2 weeks that they announce that tickets are available, they'll be for $99. After that, they go up. And the last week of the event, the tickets are like $300.
Wow.
So what go ahead and get you a penny jar. And what I did, and I'm telling you what I did, is every time I had loose change, I would put it in a piggy bank, literally a piggy bank. You know, the kind that you had to break open to get into it. It didn't have the bottom underneath it that you can just open it up and pull change. And I put change in there. Every time I came home and I had spare change, I put it in there. If I came home and there was $1 and some spare change, that went in that piggy bank. Every time I came home, whenever, and I was like, okay. And even my husband, I said, all right, if you got any spare change, I could use it, and I used that money, by the time that came up for the ticket, I missed the ticket because I got in after they had announced it. And luckily somebody couldn't go and I got their ticket and I only got to pay, the price that cost them at the beginning, which was $99. I promise you the first event I went to was New Orleans. 2 weeks before I went, I had bought my ticket, had no way of knowing how I was going to get there. I had like $150 left. And the plane ticket was almost $300. And I was like, good Lord, how am I going to get there? 2 weeks before I left, my truck blew its engine. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I had to go buy a brand new vehicle. And luckily my DC money had come in. So I had an extra couple of $100. Me and my husband, the only bills we have is our house because everything was paid for. I went and got me a new truck. And I had that money from DC that had come in. I drove from North Carolina to New Orleans. Wow. And I had a student that stayed in Destin, Florida. She offered to let me stay with her. I stayed with her in Destin, Florida, and both of us left that next morning and drove to New Orleans. And I came back that Sunday and I stayed with her for 3 days and did a whole bunch of training and drove back. So you make it work if you want it. And trust me, when I say I was dead tired, I was dead tired. When I came home, I slept, I believe, for 2 days. But things happen. I didn't know my truck was going to blow an engine, and I had to get a new vehicle. But you know what? It was nice driving a new vehicle to New Orleans.
Yeah.
I have got to start getting this thing working, and that's why I'm working so hard on it.
Yep.
But for me, there's times I can only use my 2 index fingers.
Yeah.
So I really need to get a computer that I can operate with voice when my arthritis kicks in.
And there's programs out there that you can use. Dragon Speak is one. When I was in the medical field, we had our doctors, they used Dragon Speak to do all their transcription with. And then we would just go in and clean it up for them, because but it's just voice recognition that types exactly what you say. I know Best Buy sells it. Walmart sells it too. You can get it off of Amazon. You can actually probably download it straight from your computer. But that's what it does. It's voice recognition, and it types what you write, what you speak. You just have to get it synced to your voice.
Right.
But there's several different what they call voice recognition speech documentations out there. But I know Dragon Speak is one of them. We use
That's
that.
why I told you and everyone, as soon as I get into V-marketing, first thing I'm going to do is go as a premium elite DC.
Yep.
And I mean, that's my goals. And then, the next time, I'm going to get me a computer that I can use with that kind of thing on it.
Yep.
And and then I'm going to upgrade big time on remarketing.
Yeah.
And I plan on, that very, very strictly. But I mean, I'm planning right now, I'm putting $500 into the company a month when I start remarketing. And the rest will keep me in groceries.
Yeah.
And help with the little bills.
Yeah, and that's what you have your plan mapped out. So now you got the vehicle to get it going. And that's a lot of people just don't have their plan. So as long as you have your plan, you plan to fail if you don't have a plan. So work your plan, and you have a plan. So now you just got to work it and use the paths and methods that we have available to work it. You have a great instructor. I know Stacy, she has a lot of challenges, but she makes sure that her students get what they need. And
I don't know what happened to John.
Yeah. Work with who you can, go up. I always say go up. If you don't like something that happens, always go to your instructor. If you can't get your instructor, the other thing is we do have our instructors. We do, have several other students we're working with. That's why we always try to schedule our students for a one-on-one at least once a week. And if something comes up that is so dire and critical, just put it in the chat with your instructor. Send them a message. I promise you they will get to you as fast as they can, but don't expect them to drop everything that they have just so that they can answer your one question. I promise you there's nothing in your website, there's no question you have that cannot hold for a day or two. You have other things that you can work on. My instructor is Debbie Lazay. And when I tell you she was the hardest person to get in touch with, but she knew me too. She knew that, because I told her from the very beginning, if I can't figure out something, if I can't get with you, I'm going to find it myself, and we have all kind of videos, instructions and stuff. If you just go through it, the Blogging with Rory series, the 101 series, there's all kind of stuff in your office.
I've got them there, and I've been through them 4 times already.
Yep. And I mean, I had them some that I could memorize back and forth, but it just depends on your growth and where you are in your system. You might hear something one time and it just brushes over you because that's not what you need. That's not what you're looking for. But then you hear it again and it's like, oh, that's what I need. And you've already heard it 100 times. But at that particular time, that's the program. That's what you needed, was that instant. But because you didn't need it before, you didn't hear it. It just kind of washed over you. So that's the good thing about videos. You'll hear something, just like I tell people about the Bible. You can read one paragraph in the Bible or one, thing in the Bible and get one meaning from it, come back and read it, a whole different situation in your life, and get a whole different meaning from it. Same thing with the videos. Just depends on where you are in your growth in your program or in your website of what you hear in those videos. And don't discount them. Don't get upset with your instructor because they don't drop everything. Just remember, we still have lives too. We still have families. We still have other students. It's not that we don't think, that we need to help you out. Sometimes we just want you to pick up the ball and try to find it yourself. If you've exhausted every avenue that you have and you still don't understand it and still can't figure it out, then you say, hey, I've went through everything, I've gone through this and then that, and I can't find it. And then be specific in your Skype message or in your email. I need to know where I can find this, or can you direct me on how I can find this? Now, trust me, they will get with you. Just be patient. Don't think that you are our only student, even though we want to make you feel that way. Realistically, you know that you're not. So just be patient with us. Don't think we're ignoring you or being blatant with you or being ugly. It's not. We just sometimes want you to see if you can get the initiative to find out on your own. And don't blast your instructors in chat rooms and to other people. That just creates a whole negative atmosphere.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just,
That I'm not about to do.
yeah, and it can bring other people down and cause them to question themselves and question motives. You know, I know we all get frustrated and we all have, we want to be the center of everybody's attention. But just remember, the other thing, this is not a job, and we're not supervisors. We're not your boss. We are your instructor to help you, guide you to the next level. We're not your boss. This is not a job. This is, and it's not a hobby, but it can be a hobby. If you want it to be your hobby, that's fine, but make sure you're working on it every day or every other day until you get it to where you want it. But don't think, I'm your supervisor, your boss, that I need to stop and instruct you. That's why you get your questions, and if they don't get answered, you got 100 and some odd pages in your system. Go modify them. You don't have to worry about putting a link in it if you can't remember how you get a link, but you know how to write. Write some new pages, create a new page. If you need to write it on a notebook and then transfer it over once you get with the instructor. But if you have a question and you can't get an answer, write it down, because I promise you got a scheduled appointment date. Then when you have your appointment date, you say, okay, here's some questions I need us to answer on our scheduled time.
Right.
That's when you do it. But please, please, just remember, we're human too. We're not perfect. Y'all saw me today. I screwed up quite a few times. We're human. We're not super people, and we make mistakes. We have a life, and we just try to make sure everything's balanced. But we also want you to grow as a person, because if you don't take the initiative to try to find an answer yourself, then when you become an instructor, how are you going to treat your student? Are you going to treat your student the same way you're treating your instructor? That's the thing you want to remember. Is my student going to treat me the same way I'm treating my instructor? Are they using every resource available? Whatever you have available to you. But just remember, we are human. Things happen.
I had a problem Thursday.
Okay.
I got knocked out and off